I hate when that happens.
Now recording.
Hi, Craig. You remember when we totally didn't Craig out of the chat earlier?
We remembered him.
Yeah, we totally
Definitely
remembered
didn't
you, Craig.
forget.
Would never forget you, Craig.
Craig's expendable.
Nah, man. You're a valuable part of this team.
He's not. Reminds me of one of those Chuck E. Cheese animatronic things just listening in. I can't shake it. So
And
no.
Don't tell any of your evil overlord robot AI people about the things that chat says.
They have nothing to worry about. It's chill. It's fine.
Sorry, I'm having trouble with my YouTube right now.
Apology accepted.
Yeah, we got any music we throwing down in the chat?
No, I was gonna do all the background music myself.
Okay, cool.
Okay, there we go.
Like to see where this is going.
I don't think you will, but I'm practicing whale noises for relaxation.
Sweet. I didn't know we were going by the ocean.
We're not.
It's a sand whale.
This is gonna be it's a sand whale.
You have tinnitus. All you hear.
Today's episode is just a trip to the hospital.
Oh, I'm sorry, the form you filled out is missing a couple initials. Here's a brand new one if you can start over.
when I did my one shot for Maverick and Matt, the first 10 minutes was just them having to sign forms.
But it had a reason.
It did have a reason.
Why were you guys going to the DMV or something?
No, they stumbled across a town that was having their autumnal festival, and you get free beer if you sign in every day. So you get 2 tankards of free beer, and you have to drink them in the free beer area. But in order to get your free beer, you have to sign through a few different booths to verify that you were there for every day of the festival. And the reason that I had them do that is because there was a loophole in that county's constitution about how if you're considered a resident if you stay in town for at least 3 days. This was supposedly to accommodate all the farmers out in Nowheresville, and so they can come into town, spend the weekend there, and vote. And everyone just forgot about it over time because they built this festival up. And what they don't realize is on the 3rd day they switch out the signing papers and they have you vote, but there's only one option. And everyone's just so excited for their free beer, and they've already done this 3 days in a row that they just assume it's the same paper they've been signing the whole time. And then everyone votes for the mayor and he stays mayor.
Sounds efficient.
I was gonna say, it sounds like something Chad would do.
And then on top of that, they didn't discover that part because they discovered my subplot, which I didn't think they would notice, which was that the Fae were stealing children.
Yeah, my poor character freaked out because there was a lady who couldn't find her kid in the hay maze, and he ripped the hay place apart.
And never found the kid.
Didn't find the kid.
Where are you?
Basically.
So now we're missing a kid and there is no hay maze. Fucking weekend.
Great. What a hero.
Sweet.
You guys see Zootopia? You're a real hero, buddy. My mommy said she wishes you were dead.
Next campaign is all about assaulting your self-confidence.
So the same MO as every other one. Cool.
I can handle it. Yeah.
Speaking of which, this episode of Knights of Myra today was brought to you by BetterHelp.org.
Brought to you by
Authoritarian voting.
Prozac.
Just kidding, it's by TikTok. There, I said it.
Woo! Yeah, if we could get a TikTok sponsorship, that would be dope.
I don't want no dirty commie money.
I do. Give it all to me. That's communism.
I'll find good uses for it.
So
I'll
fair.
find it a good home.
You were too close to the true Zion of North Korea. It's clearly affected you.
Oh man, I did have a North Korean accent for a little while. My teachers made fun of me for that.
They got a hold of you. Oh no.
They were just like, "Why are you talking like that?" I was like what?
Like a true believer, back up.
I don't know. That's a good question. Why were you talking like that, Bryce?
So I was
Well,
spending
at the
my weekends
time-
in Pyongyang, I mean Seoul.
we weren't far enough along in our classes for them to let us know that the North Korean dialect and South Korean dialects are like extremely different. And so I started just looking at videos of like interviews in Korean. And little did I know that I fell down a North Korean interview rabbit hole.
Little did I know, I kept watching Kim Jong Il worship
Well, it was just streamers. They were just regular people, and they
Voice
spoke
recruiter.
very distinctly, and it was really easy to replicate. And it turns out it's North Korean.
That's so great.
So for like 2 weeks, I had a very strong North Korean accent.
What a 2 weeks it was.
I
So
bet you
many
confused
side
the
flashes.
shit out of people.
And then funnily enough, I just pick up on like those nuances of language really well, like
The
like
phonetic.
the ebb and flow of the language, like the intonations and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And I'm really good at replicating, like emoting the same way a native speaker would emote, as opposed to putting my Americanisms on it. And so the sad irony of it is I sound so native and fluent, and my listening is my worst skill. Like I can't understand anything anyone says to me. And I have this sentence practiced very well in Korean where I'm like, even in English, I do not hear well. Please speak more slowly. And they're like, but you sound so good. And I'm like, well, stop. Remember who I am. Look at my face.
Struggle's real. Alright. Gonna play some D&D.
Let's play some D&D!
You know, not feeling it from the reaction, so.
Come on, Bryce, more enthusiasm.
I was clicking on the buttons to play the game. It was distracting me. Every time I think I'm done logging into Roll20, it's like, and then one more, and then one more. And you want to play? And then another one.
No and in.
No.
What music should I have?
That's what I kept asking, but Chad said he was going to provide it for us today with his beautiful,
On roll call. I'll grab my headphones for it.
on his beautiful head, on his beautiful voice. He's going to serenade us.
It was just last minute, and I haven't sung in a while.
I'm here with my dad, and he wants me to sing a song. And so I'm here now, Daddy, I love you. And guess what? I need to rewatch that. It's that time of year.
It is indeed.
I don't want to sing
Right
too
after
loud.
Thanksgiving.
Didn't want to wake up Robert and Nancy. Sore throat for like a month and a half.
Fantasy 1 p.m.
Classique. Okay.
10 hours should be enough.
Playing a 12-hour session.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Thought we were doing a 24-hour marathon here. Right?
No.
Thought we were
you
in it
asked
for the
for
long
24-hour marathon. I said no.
We'll be making some very questionable decisions at the end of those hours, I'm sure.
I burned the town down.
If we were streamers, that'd be a great concept because then you just like schedule out different DMs that have to pick up like wherever the last one left off, like,
Oh my
and the
God.
players can switch out if they die.
Brutal.
That would be brutal.
That'd be great.
People would go insane towards the end.
I checked my notes, and you guys actually somehow beat the campaign.
Well, it's like when we fought that freaking thing with all the heads, the Hydra.
Oh,
I
yeah.
really thought we were gonna die. I really thought
Yep.
that was the end of our characters.
That was a rough fight. And honestly, it was a part of why it got so bad was because Gale hid, and so it couldn't hit. And so it's like, oh, it's just two to Kellen's face. Bah, bah.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
that's
down.
true.
Straight
I'm
Yeah.
down.
Straight
Because
down.
those things did a lot of damage.
Ugh, I miss them boys.
I can't wait. I figured at some point in December we'll do like a session 0 because I still want to do like a time skip like we do at the beginning of each year. So we'll do like a session 0 and get a vibe and
Are we gonna
play
be tatted
something.
up?
Yeah, you guys got to pick your tattoo.
Oh yeah.
We'll go over like what you guys would get into over the time skip.
Mike Tyson face tat.
Anywhere, anything.
Something subtle.
That was the benefit of taking the riskier route and letting
Just
her go and do her thing.
It's
The
the
more
moon on half my
customizable.
face.
Captain Professor.
Captain Professor Man.
I want to get my first name in Old English on my back.
Marius is the best.
Get Steve-O. Thumbs up on my back.
Yeah, you get a self-portrait on your back, like Steve.
Or I'll get a battle scene of me finally defeating Kellen.
Battle Royale, motherfucker.
Start out of me getting shot in the shoulder by a trusting comrade, and me battling his weird tentacleness.
It's like a comic panel on your back.
Before whoosh.
Giving Maui from Moana.
You're right.
Yeah, that's way better.
There we go. Solid. I don't know if it's cultural appropriation, but it's fine. All day.
Not me.
I mean, it might be.
Yeah, you hold that. It's on you.
I
Part
didn't
of the
say it.
ASMR culture. You never know.
Appropriating culture is my culture.
Kink shaming is my kink.
All
You
right.
guys
You
can
come
hear
from
that,
very
right?
English blood, don't you?
You
Okay.
know, no, I don't.
No.
I got a lot of German and Austrian,
Ah, okay. Yeah. So yeah,
a little Welsh.
yeah. Appropriating culture is your culture.
I'm like predominantly Irish by like a lot.
I should just hate Russians and Slavic people.
I
according
think
to
I'm mostly
historical
French,
periods.
German, and Scottish.
What kind of white is the kind that comes from trailer parks?
American.
American, you're pure blooded, baby.
Probably Danish.
And the Dutch and the Portuguese.
Yeah.
Ugh. Turns out they're all Polish. All right. Let me switch this up. Okay. Guys ready? Does anybody need a minute?
I'm ready.
I'm ready whenever you are, my lord.
Yeah, if you could give me just like a 5 to 10 minute call,
You have a
It says it in our contract.
just gotta go to my dressing room real quick.
you don't need 5 to 10 minutes to do a bump of cocaine.
Do it out in the open like a man. Let's get on with this.
Gotta level myself out, man.
Just apologize for your allergies and just. Hi guys, hay fever gets me every time. But are you ready? You want some a minute? Get your bits.
All my
Good.
bits have been gotten.
Yeah, I am prepared.
All right.
Bryce, you good?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Hit my wall. I kicked in the clavicle and it hurts.
Oof.
It was a nice little spinning hook kick.
I'd hate to see the other guy.
Who the does that? Sorry. But now when I reach across me, it kind of hurts. It's a really good. Oh, God. Anyway. It's an old war injury, I guess. Well, we're missing Maverick and Benny.
Because they're not part of
we're
the
just,
family anymore.
yeah, we're just going to pretend they're not there.
Fair enough.
Well, let me look at the name.
We killed you off because it was easier story.
We'll just send Talion to the library, and Lilia just kind of meanders off. You guys can also go to the library, but yeah, that's just where we'll stick them. Thematically.
Going?
Yeah. I mean, does anybody want to recap last session? Jeremy did.
My vote is always is Bryce if anyone does it besides the Dungeon Master.
I mean, my notes were pretty good in the beginning. I definitely strongly remember the little aside with my character discovering stuff at the, what was it called? The Black Temple?
Blackened Cathedral.
Black Cathedral. Yeah, this is interesting. Okay, yeah. So Judith visited the Black Cathedral and she had heard legend about the this figure that's been spotted around like the facility and on the grounds, but no one could talk to this person. They would like disappear right away. And Judith didn't really know what to make of that, but this is a known holy site, an ancient place of history within the church. And when she was inside, she spotted that figure, and the figure eventually revealed themselves um, after assuring herself of Judas' alliance within the schism of the church. She revealed herself to be the goddess Octavia, and she portrayed the history of how she was bound to this place and her magic was stolen by the members of the coup. I don't really know if you can call it that if it's a church, but I guess so.
It's one big coup.
All the people were murdered in the church, and then she witnessed the murder of, I believe it was Benny's ancestor who was murdered.
Maverick.
And it was Maverick's ancestor?
Yeah, it was a Magrona.
Magrona.
Darn Magronas.
And that her ancestor was the one to do it. And so she vowed to help restore the goddess's power and free her from this binding by finding a magic book and dagger, I believe, are the two required items.
Mm-hmm.
And then she fished out that journal that the Magrona left hidden. And then when she got back to camp, she went ahead and grabbed the two whose ancestors were involved and shared that story with them. And they decided to bring everyone else in the party in on that information. And the group decided to head towards the city of Corinth, I believe, to find more information in the large library there, in addition to, I believe, finishing our main quest that we were already like out here on. Which I don't quite remember that part because I've missed a couple sessions, and that's where I get a little confused.
That's fine. Bring in the.
But on our way there, we encountered some orcs, and we killed their leader like immediately.
Savages.
Had a good old fight, a little spat. But I believe we're trying to see like the Lady of the Coast.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think she's in Corinth though, right? Or is she in Corinth?
I think the rumors are she's supposed to be either in Corinth or the area.
Yeah.
So we still don't even know exactly where she's at.
Correct. But yeah. Uncovered some secret at the Black Cathedral. Found out that the goddess's powers were pretty much stripped. And she is now stuck there. Basically giving them control over essentially the kind of miracles and stuff that she would normally do. They can now kind of pick and choose. Have a little more control and power. You were sent to find the spell book and the dagger. You needed to kind of break the binding spell. You guys kind of had a little powwow when you all met up afterwards before setting off for Corin. And then you just so happened to encounter the orcs that the city of Hilden was searching for to kind of fight and stop. Turned out to be a little bit more than they had expected, but inflicting quite the decisive victory. The orcs shouldn't be a problem for some time. From there, the guards continued to that sort of river crossing town to check on the damage, see if there's any survivors, before kind of collecting everyone and heading back to Hilden. Kind of quick retcon. Probably been gone for, maybe not retcon, but going back a little further. Probably left the capital, about 2 weeks now. Making your way through Darkshire, dropping off the Lord, and then going to Hilden before accepting the request to go to the city of Corinth and find the Lady of the Coast. She's rumored to have a dozen or so Warforged. And they want you to go seek her kind of alliance and aid in helping to kind of beat back the orcs with a more professional fighting force, as there's still a civil war in the kingdom, not to mention the war they just fought. So the population and the guards and the soldiers are all pretty stripped. Skeleton crews kind of man most things, or the super old, super young. It's kind of scraping the bottom barrel. So everything's a little weakened at the time. And I would say the Warforged are kind of like on par with your level. You know, like it's not just getting soldiers, it's machines designed and capable for fighting. So they could turn the scale quite a bit. Yeah. So that's sort of where we left off. We agreed to go to the. Yeah, I don't even know what that land feature would be called. It's kind of a peninsula up there. But anyway, last we kind of left off, you guys had sort of regrouped and leveled up since the fight. So we'll say everything's kind of back. We'll say it was kind of like a 11 o'clock fight. So you're probably getting to the town kind of afternoonish. Maybe like 1 or 2. You still have some daylight left. And let me see. But yeah, Magrona's ancestor was the one taking notes. And we found the notebook with some detailing and some more insight. And pretty much it's just documenting like the church and some of their practices in like, you know, like doing an expose, like, oh, they say these miracles happen, like what actually happens. And a lot of it's verified out for obviously the sort of usurp of power. And I'm trying to find some things they let me put in here and some things that did. Oh, hold on. I found it. And then Jude's got the Amulet of the Devout.
Yeah, I forgot she got an upgraded amulet.
So her religious symbol's more strong. And then I meant to give you inspiration.
Oh, I'll add that.
Inspiration.
So I wanted her to also give you that after you accepted kind of the quest to go free her. And then don't know if this will work. But we kind of were arriving at the city of Corinth. So the top is kind of, you know, it's a larger, more expansive city. Trees, little farms, little houses dot the edge. The bottom is just kind of shows the cliff sides. And so it's built atop kind of these sheer cliffs. Its sort of claim to fame is there's like a spot the city's kind of built around where it kind of slopes down into the ocean. And then although steep, it's pretty much one of the few ports kind of on that whole peninsula area. So it became quite a little trade town with plenty of fishing opportunities, maybe a little raiding and smuggling. As you make your approach, you can see some of the houses on the outskirts are kind of destroyed, some charred. There's fresh graves dug. You can tell by kind of the color of the soil. And as you approach, you kind of notice that some of the walls have been partially destroyed, if not completely collapsed. Kind of like wooden palisades are built in front to add some sort of barrier, but nothing like the stone walls would act. As you see the gate, it's almost a hodgepodge. Like there's some barriers, some spikes. Keep cavalry out. But you see some extremely young and some extremely old guards, as well as maybe some that almost have like leather or just sort of regular peasant clothes and a spear. And then there's a couple guards that actually look like, you know, they have chainmail and some actual gear. So it's kind of a mix and a blend. Some look haggard, some look tired, some look fresh. And maybe after a quick exchange at the gate, um, we'll just kind of pick up there. We'll have kind of the captain of the guard stopping your little battle wagon that looks like it's seen a little scruff and just kind of ask you your business.
We seek knowledge and rest. We hope to explore the library and rest our weary bones before we have to take to the road again.
I'll looks you all over and can see a little haggard from the day. He's just a little surprised. He's like, the librarian will be happy. No one really. Hell, I don't think much of us can read, anyways. We haven't had visitors in a while. Maybe one person kind of chuckles at the thought of the library. Well, there's one tavern left. Seems to be a little undamaged, kind of scathed. The bit of a battle that happened here, but you follow this road, a couple intersections on the left, you'll see it. Black sign with the 2 ale tankards kind of clinking. Be a Tarwater Tavern. Be the place you want to stay. Again, not many other options. Just kind of calls out, move it aside. And they move kind of some of the barriers and stuff. They open one of the gate doors that still kind of functions. The other one's kind of broken and propped up with some planks pushed up against it. Yeah. And then from there, Sam that runs the place, he'll be able to show you to the library and get you where you need to go. Just don't cause any trouble. So kind of...
Of course not.
Of course.
Octavia's blessings upon you.
A couple who kind of realize what you said kind of give a little half bow. People are just like, who? It's a bit of a blend out here. I don't remember. I don't think anybody's actually been to Corinth, have they?
Definitely not Sabin. For sure, not Sabin.
Nah, then definitely not me either. No for Tim.
I haven't.
Okay. Everyone just kind of roll a perception check. And we'll just say we kind of slowly make our way through the town before Lilia kind of slips off. Just saying she's got to go take care of some business. She'll meet back up with you.
I got a 12.
I
Yeah!
got a 12.
Me and Master Saban
Oh,
on point.
Fist bump.
Bump. Dab it.
oh.
Oh! That's
You guys look so in sync right now.
Amazed by our synchronicity skills.
They both put their hand above their eyes, squint, and start skating
Yeah.
the same way.
Exactly.
Damn, it's impressive. All right. I mean, just kind of get a rough lay of the land. I mean, you get the sense that along the way to the right, kind of south of the town, as you guys came in the west gate, heading east. So to the south, to the right, would kind of be the docks. Kind of maybe glimpsing down some of the roads, you can see there's a few boats, some sails, some larger kind of warehouse vibes. Kind of in front of you, off to the right, kind of the tallest edge of the cliff, you can see what kind of looks like a citadel or a like a fortress within a fort. There's a couple nicer, larger homes. You could assume is kind of like the barracks, important center, and then just kind of at the base of that, kind of towered by the cliff above it, next to it, kind of an uneven town. You get the sense of a giant building with sort of like a rudimentary clock, some Gothic style towers, a place that you probably would assume could be the library. some sort of important buildings. We kind of have a little rough lay, but for the most part, looking around, I mean, you can see the odd arrow or crossbow bolt kind of stuck up into one of the second floors of some of the homes. Some have windows smashed out, some slightly charred from fire. Some debris here and there on the road. Definitely a scuffle somewhat recently broke out. To what extent, it's kind of hard to tell. Some looks a little trash, and other parts look completely untouched. But there's not like blood or bodies in the street, just the fresh graves, some destruction. But the vibe along the walls, very much like shanty town. Kind of small shacks, maybe little pens with some animals in it. A few of the homes have little tiny gardens. Nothing too ostentatious. Maybe a few nicer homes off in the distance, but you can see some of the other taverns, the sign with the kind of torn off, the smoke marks that kind of flicked out from the windows. A little bit of destruction here, but as you pull up to the Tarwater Tavern, it looks fairly untouched. A little notch here there that was taken out recently, but some of the wood. But for the most part, it's all together. Um, Large kind of two-story building in front, a small little courtyard on the right, and a place where you could probably bring in your wagon, maybe stable for the animals. But yeah, how would you like to proceed? What do you guys want to do first? Town is yours.
I was wondering if I could happen to try to piece anything together from what I'm seeing around town as we walk in about the attack.
I had a similar thought. You mentioned that there were maybe some arrows still about. Did any of the arrows look like orcish in manufacture, or like any sign leading to orcs? Because that's where Sabin's head jumps first.
Some insight checks, maybe, or a history check if you're looking at the arrow specifically, or insight if you're just trying to get a sense of what happened here.
I'll do insight.
Master Sabin, what do you think happened here?
Not exactly sure. Something bad. I mean, the captain said that this is the last tavern in this whole place.
Oh man, that can't be good. Like, what do you think happened with these arrows? Like, where do you think they came
I mean,
With the 11, you'd be able to tell that they don't look orcish in nature. There's always a slight chance that they stole or pillaged some, but these look pretty standard to what you'd find, kind of with regular town guards or crossbowmen bolts. Especially as your time with helping out in the Kingdom of Myra and some of your interactions. Judas insight, though, I mean, you get a sense that like some of the walls as you were coming in were collapsed outwards. So it wasn't an outside force. Something kind of tipped them over. The gate when you came in was broken outwards. And then you can see some evidence of like some barricades, some barrels and stuff that people had kind of piled up on the side. It seems very much like it was a fight inside the city. And you can see that some places got smoked and burnt out more than others. Also had some, you might see like a tipped over wagon and some barrels, but it's all been like shoved to the side. So you can definitely some fighting taking place, some destruction. Seems more like they've might see the odd sort of handyman just boarding up a window or salvaging what's there. But for the most part, you get a sense that there was some destruction. And they're mostly concerned with. So there are some like wooden palisades that they used to kind of replace where some of the destroyed walls were. Yeah. Definitely a struggle or a fight.
Honestly, the bolts are standard craft. The arrows look about the same from what I can tell, but not nearly as crude as what we faced with the orcs. Doesn't really make a lot of sense.
This fight seems like it came from within the city.
Can I roll like an investigation on the arrow?
Yeah.
You know how like different colors on like the feathers on the arrows on the ends symbolize different things sometimes? Can I try to gain some insight into that?
Sure.
What do you want me to roll?
You can do investigation.
Investigation. 12.
You are the best of me.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, you don't gain too much from it. Looks like some standard fletching.
Yeah,
Feathers don't
yeah,
necessarily look exotic.
yeah.
I
No,
guess
you're
what you could glean from it is the fact that it looks average and nothing special or anything. Probably tell you that it was probably just some average soldiers, guards, not like
yeah,
hunters or something came in or anything like that.
yeah. No, I definitely see what you're saying. It definitely looks like a normal arrow.
Yeah,
Very arrowy.
I don't know. Maybe we park the wagon, go inside. The captain said Stan. What was this fellow's name?
Sam. Barkeep Sam.
I think his name was Sam. Barkeep Sam.
Right. Well, here, and Saban probably driving is like making sure the the wagon is sort of parked over if there is any stable or open area semi close to the tavern.
Do we have to like pay to like hitch it up or anything or?
Yeah. So when you face, so you're on the street, it's on the left hand side on the corner. When you look at it, there's kind of the entrance, double doors, or sorry, 2 stories. And then to the right, where the building kind of ends, there's a wall that continues, and it looks like they've built a stable. So there's a little courtyard you can go into. Where a gentleman would kind of come out and greet you, take the horses. How many nights do y'all stay in here?
I will. We'll go ahead and we'll call it 2, just to be safe.
2 nights? All right. Kind of looks him over. Like, we got
You think that's enough, Judith? You think 2 nights is good?
We can always add more later.
Exactly.
Okay.
we got 4 horses here, and then do any work done on them? Maybe shoe them, or we just feeding and keeping them out of the rain.
I mean, honestly, if you could reshoe the horses, I would really appreciate that. And I mean, anything that you think you'd be capable of as far as fixing this up, you can see it's got a little wear and tear, had a little bit of a run in. I mean, it'd be greatly appreciated.
2 days, he's saying. He kind of thinks and ponders and looks around. All right, well, I mean, probably be about 8 silver. Just take care of the horses, and then if I'm able to do anything on this wagon here, we could square up the parts at the time.
Hey, that is a good enough deal for me. Here, 2 for you, and I hand him a gold piece.
Wow, thank you kindly. Kind of gets a little pep in his step. He kind of brings your giant wagon into kind of more of a open stall. He just starts taking care of the horses.
The person that we're interacting with is human.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So far, you've only seen humans.
Cool.
Okay.
No real
Well,
halflings yet.
We'll make our way in. Go into the interior here of the Tarwater Tavern.
Mm-hmm. And as you make your way in, it's kind of got that roaring fire in the corner, a nice hearth that kind of gives heat off to the room. A few lanterns here and there. It's midday. There's not too much light coming in, so it still kind of has like a kind of dark wood, low light, kind of chill vibe. I mean, just off at first glance, you can see there's a couple people by the fire, a little bit older, just having some drinks. There's a gentleman at the end of the bar that seems to be a little too gone as he's head nodding, trying to fight slumber or drunkenness as he drinks. Another patron or two, just kind of separately on their own. It's like some bread, some stew, and ale. Pretty much kind of a place just to kind of unwind, relax. Yeah.
I'd approach the barkeep. It's supposed to be the barkeep that we were told about by the guard, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sam.
So yeah, Saving would probably be like flanking you.
As you kind of approach the bar, you see the gentleman come around out back. Hey, give me just 1 minute. I'm so sorry. It's just me here. And he's got like a couple more tankards and some food he brings to the corner before he kind of comes back. Oh, new faces. I don't see anybody new here in probably months. Kind of pulls out an old, dirty-ish looking rag. He kind of wipes up some.
I'm looking at that like, I wonder why.
He kind of wipes some of the spill ale off the counter, a few crumbs.
Well, the guard recommended us to your fine establishment here.
Perks of being the only one, huh?
Yes, what happened? What's all this destruction?
Oh, he kind of gives you a look like one of those to kind of just gauge if it's something you should talk about. How do you guys present yourselves?
Friendly?
Yeah, like I don't
you
know, I'm pretty straightforward.
wearing your garb from Myra? Do you still have kind of like your
I don't think I have enough
sushi vibe?
experience traveling to to like hide myself in any way, so I've probably got,
Normal
just like
garb?
like my armor and simple cloak, but I'm not trying to like hide myself or any of my symbols or anything like that.
That's fair.
I mean, I'm doing whatever Master Saban's telling me to. So.
It's fair. I don't think Saban would have his cloak on, but he probably still does have his service ring on. But he's not trying to like purposely hide it or flaunt it.
That's fair. Okay, just trying to get the vibe. I don't think we've talked about presentation in a while. So it's curious.
Fair, that's fair. But he probably still looks a little tossed from the combat. Just like a couple hours ago, basically.
Yeah, we haven't really
Yeah.
had a lot of time to rest, have we?
Mm-mm.
I probably look slightly better than them because I do my little bathing rituals every night, but we haven't stopped since our encounter.
Yeah, we're probably a little disheveled, a little dirty, a little grimy.
Well, you guys look like you've had a hard road. It's a little bit of a tale, I suppose. I'll tell you what. Are you guys doing any food or drink? I could set up and maybe tell you a tale.
I would love that personally. I mean,
Indeed.
food and drink sounds great, and if you have time for a tale, that would only make it better.
We're probably all sitting like as he says that, like at the bar.
Yeah, at the bar
like,
top.
getting ready.
Yep.
Clunk, like all our armor.
He goes, I've got time. And he kind of looks out at the bar room, and there's probably like 8 to 10 other people for a room that could probably easily hold like 70 or 80. Not empty tables, seats, an empty. Yeah, foot traffic just isn't what it used to be around here. Yeah, give me 1 second. And he kind of goes to the back, comes back out first with 3 bowls, wooden spoons, kind of slides down it's like a basic stew. Some sort of boar, some vegetables, bit of an easy broth. Just comes with a little wedge of a hearty bread. He kind of takes a little smaller barrel, kind of uncorks it, sloppily kind of pours out some ale into each of the cups. Here, give me 1 more second. He kind of puts drinks out. He tends to a couple other people real quick, filling up an ale, taking a bowl, coming back. Sorry about that. It's been just me here, pretty much, except for stable master. But he doesn't help out in here, and I don't think you'd want him to anyway. And as you recall, that stable master's he's pretty dirty. Smells a little horse manure-y.
Yeah, it's probably not very good for business, huh?
Yeah, we try, and I serve him out the back. He's just something different. But anyway, yeah, that story is what I promised you. But 3 silver for everything, by the way. Sorry, I don't want to
Oh
I'll
yeah,
handle this.
be.
I got it.
Oh, thank you, Judith. Appreciate that.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you.
Thank you kindly. Well,
I have 4 silver, so keep the change.
Nice.
I don't need your charity pit. I'm just kidding. Thank you so much.
Trust me,
I'm
you
just
do
kidding,
need
like,
the
that's-
charity.
Yeah, puts them all into. He's got a little pouch on his apron. Kind of an older gentleman, a little out of shape. Strong arms. Looks like somebody who used to be physical once upon a time. Just for his quieter, simpler life, as he pours himself an ale and begins to recount to you of a tale. Well, I guess it all really started maybe a year ago. There was Lord Corinth. He didn't have any heirs, but he was still sort of in charge of the town. He took care of us, looked after us, kept us independent from the capital, but still, as you probably know, as most people know, Corinth kind of has an autonomy to it. But yeah, he got he got betrothed. For a few months, it was fine, and then he started getting a little paranoid, a little drinking a little more. I don't know what he. But anyway,
It sounds like it happens to a lot of people that get married.
well,
No?
arranged marriages never really pan out sometimes. So anyway, but I think it all kind of happened when the war started, and he had to give up some troops, pay a little tribute. Things got a little tougher for him. I mean, after southern cities were kind of conquered, Corinth became a second-rate port. Not as much need for it. I think it was just a lot of stress, and then some ships started wrecking along the shore. There's some salvage, some goods. Speculation. They seem to come from the elves to the north. So it was a run on that. And then a few weeks later, there's talks of, and he kind of looks around the room of dissent. People not so happy with Lord Corinth. He started becoming a little more violent, strained, paranoid. He started locking himself in the keep. I'm sure you've seen the giant sort of fort up on the cliff over yonder, which you guys remember coming in with all the extra tall buildings. And then one day, his wife, the lady of the coast, and he come to call her, simply showed up with a dozen or so warforged, a few dozen men that were at this sort of lord's estate just out of town. and his head on a pike.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's what we thought. And those who wish to kind of keep the quo sort of rose up in vengeance, and those who saw an opportunity to rid themselves of a bit of a tyrant rallied to her cause. About 3 or 4 days of fighting in this city before finally, with her warforged and loyalists, managed to drive them out. The walls were destroyed in the process. I mean, some of it was street by street, house by house. And then she gave over the guard, kept her warforged, and just left the city. Yeah, so anyway, we've some of the merchants and nobles took up the mantle of ruling, and we have a mayor now instead of a lord. Man by Hemet. Good man, but as you can see, it's taken its toll.
So are things like better? Are they worse? Like,
I mean, Lord Corinth is really kind of losing it at the end. He was hanging people daily, some from the walls. He started
so
talking about open rebellion. It's
overall better.
it's better than better. Council's not too
Okay.
bad, but it's been only a week or two.
It's only so Hemet has only been the mayor for a week or two.
Yeah, I mean, he was kind of on the Lord's Council before as an advisor. And everyone could see he did his best to kind of blunt the shortcomings. Lord
Oh,
Corinth, but yeah, he's the one who sort of opened the gate on the stronghold of that little fortress up there and kind of brought us all to a peace. Who knows how much longer that fighting could have went on for, but who knows? A lot of people fled. They're afraid they might come back, might regroup. First things first, try and repair those walls. So
right, yeah, especially with the orcs.
Mhm.
thankfully they haven't come this far in quite some time. We saw a small band, 5 or 6 before it all happened, but back then we had a strong garrison. They were dealt with swiftly. Now everyone's just a little on edge.
Rightfully so. And again, just to clarify, you said the Lady of the Coast, she was Lord Corinth's wife?
Yeah, I mean, they were
And
kind of
sh-
together for a while, made some appearances, and then finally had a ceremony. But
And there's no knowledge on where she got these warforged from. She just had them.
yeah, it's the strangest thing. I mean, Warforged haven't been in the kingdom of Myra for generations. I mean,
Huh.
persecuted like any sort of magic user.
And
Spit to the crown or leave.
is there any rumor on where she had fled to after everything? After the attack?
Oh no rumor. We all thought she would take the city for herself, but instead she simply handed it over and went back to the Lord's Manor. It's a state north of here. Is
Oh.
yeah, an hour or two ride. It's that's on a little plateau. It's quite nice, quite secure. I'm sure having Warforged is a lot easier than having guards. You don't have to feed them or nothing, and well, there's all
Right.
those herders and nomads really friendly with. So
Um,
it's
What was her name? The Lady of the Coast.
No one ever got it. She was introduced as Lady Corn. And then it just felt weird calling her that after she paraded his
beheading and
head.
all.
Yeah, so. Brother
Right.
did the best he could to hold on, and he got cut down. And we just started calling her Lady of the Coast. She didn't even give us direction. Yeah, she just she fought, won her battles, and then just left. She just well, from what I hear, you just pay her a little bit of coin, just don't attack us, and she just lets us be.
At least for 2 weeks' time.
For 2 weeks, she could come back, but she didn't seem to take much of an interest in any of us as people. You know,
Yeah.
she's not really from here. I think she had any real loyalty, but
Hmm.
better than right, I guess. The whole kingdom's falling apart. But what do I care? You know, this is my kingdom. And he kind of gestures to the darkly lit room.
And a fine kingdom it is, Sam. A fine kingdom.
I'll take it. Do you guys need some rooms at all?
Rooms, at least for the night, would be great.
How many rooms are we looking for?
2.
At least 2, yeah, if we could.
2 rooms, okay. How many nights?
At least just 1. I'm sure we'll be hanging around.
I mean, we don't have too much going on. We go night by night, even. Well, for 2 rooms. I mean, do we want any baths, any hot water brought up, or just beds?
I'll need some hot water brought up.
Same as well. If at all possible, that would be amazing.
Baths, okay. Baths, a couple of rooms. With the added water and everything, be about 6 silver.
6 silver. Fair enough.
Just,
and the man his gold.
Thank you. Just let me know when you want that water brought up. They have yeah. You would just know, like, they're just like these wooden barrels with layers of cloth in them that they'll dump piping hot water in that you can clean up on. They have some smaller ones in the rooms, kind of like a little divider, or he has like larger ones in like a bathroom that you could kind of more like relax and soak in.
Ooh, Sabin would want that. He's a soaker. He's a bath to relax sort of guy.
It's like one you sit in or stand in, and it's like knee deep, and the other one's like hot tub vibe.
Yeah, I imagined one of those like big barrels filled with
Mhm.
water. You just kind of get in it.
Yeah.
So 2 kind of vibes. Choice is yours if you prefer. Just I paint the picture what that would be like. And then, you know, rooms are nothing special. Couple beds, hay mattress, comfy wool blankets. A little better than you'd think based on town, but nothing super bougie. But yeah.
Whenever we have time where it's just us, Sam's not hanging around, or maybe we're standing outside or inside one of our rooms. Even maybe it's later. But Sabin would look at Judith and Talon and probably ponder for a minute. I mean, I know Octavia's mission is important, but I think maybe first thing tomorrow we maybe go and head to the Lady of the Coast and make we see what that route could even look like. I I honestly thought we had a better shot at doing this until we had some context for who she was, as this seems a little bit more like an impossible challenge. Because you gotta think, I mean, this place isn't even a part of the kingdom, so we're essentially going to her and be like, hey, could you help this town that's in the kingdom? I mean, she's not gonna want to do that.
Right, yeah, she seems pretty disinterested in dealing with this. Like, I don't know if you're getting the kind of general vibe there, Judith, but this doesn't seem like it's probably gonna go great.
Um, sorry, as a player, I'm confused because isn't seeking her out for the main quest? Like, I'm here for the library, or like the Octavia quest has to do with the library,
Hmm.
and I'm getting confused because it sounds like you guys are saying I don't think she's gonna help us, but let's go talk to her.
The one you were gone for when you guys were in Hilden,
That would make sense, yeah.
the mayor and captain of Hilden asked if you guys would do them, or she asked if you do her a favor and go to Corinth to see if the Lady of the Coast would help
Yeah,
find these rumored. So that's its own little like side quest. Like she was just like, "Hey, do you guys want to go there?" And Sam was like, "Yeah, we'll do it for you." And then on the way, you stopped at the cathedral, and then she kind of gave you that. So these are two separate things, but you figure going to Corinth would help because they did have a library where you could try and
yeah.
find more information.
So, like, if we think that she wouldn't help us, why would we travel to go see her?
Well, because she
Yeah,
just
that's-
asked us to ask. Like,
I
we have
mean,
to
yeah.
ask.
Yeah, plus
And
this is the
plus
first time you've
it's like
heard
an
the
hour or
story.
two outside of town. It's just like the beginning of the day. We'll go see. Probably get rejected, but we'll have an answer. And then we
Yeah,
can
and
get
then we can
back
go
to
to the
saving
library.
Octavia.
Yeah, and we can go to the
Okay.
library.
It was more of like, hey, there's a rumor of somebody with powerful like mercenaries. Will you go see if they'll help us? And then once you got there, the dude's like, yeah, she doesn't seem to care.
Yeah, well, maybe she'll help.
I mean, exactly. You never know. But I think if we at least get that out of the way, that'll check that box, hopefully, pretty quickly, one way or another. And then we'll, do some research, get a spell book, get a dagger, save the fate of everything. Yeah.
You know, I really like your optimism, Judith.
We have to in these troubled times.
Yeah, fair enough. But I mean, uh, if you really don't care all that much, I mean, I guess we could go while you do research.
Yeah, you could go meet Magrona down at the library. That's where.
Either or. I just don't want to. I'm not trying to
Yeah,
belittle the Octavia quest. I know
yeah.
how big of a deal that is, but I mean, we did give the captain of Hilden our word.
That is honorable, and I would like to assist with that. I have faith that Magrona and company can find useful things on their own. I don't need to micromanage them.
Well, I mean, Lilia was weird. She just kind of like just understand why you trust. She's she just like came in here out of nowhere, and she's been acting a little funny, and now she's just gone again.
Hmm.
Yeah, Grandpa Yusuf would call that an outdoor cat.
Let's go try to convince her first thing in the morning, and then the two of you can help me research in the library for Octavia.
I think that sounds like a fine idea.
I think that's the best plan we got.
Do you guys want to go to the library today?
We go
It's like,
Is
today.
yeah, you could go.
Oh, I
It's
thought
like
it was later in the day.
You got there at like 1 or 2. Probably by the time you dropped off your cart and ate and everything, it's 3 or 4.
Okay, then
Like,
if we can go to the
Okay.
library today, then we
Yeah,
should go
we
to
could
the
do the
library.
library now. Then.
yeah,
You got like half a day.
Yeah.
quick toe dip.
Yeah, we'll clean ourselves and then go to the library. We'll get presentable.
All right.
I don't know why you always make me like. Can I go bathe first one of these times? Like I just. It's not fair that I always get your dirty bathwater, man.
I look, it's just the way it goes. My older sister, this is what I had to do. I put up with dirty, cold water, and I came out better for it.
Okay, fine, if you say so.
But what it does teaches you to appreciate the hot water when you get it.
Can you at least pick the leaves out this time first?
No, I'm not even done yet.
Then I just pictured the leaves as flower petals. Way off. All right. So you guys kind of go to the rooms, get cleaned up, have a rough game plan for the day. And then, yeah, want to go to the library? Is there anything else? Any other bits?
Don't think so. Don't think so.
I can't think of anything either. I mean, I think that's the first thing on my mind, trying to figure out where this stuff is.
Yeah, if we could at least get any sort of clue.
Find the bits.
I mean, I guess I could. Is there a local branch of Church of Octavia?
There should be. You have to ask around a little bit.
Gonna take us to church?
The church might have their own records that I could check.
Take me.
I don't know if the church would have. I mean, maybe you're right. I mean, you would be the one that would know that. I shouldn't shoot it down. Optimism. We're practicing it now.
Well, we'll just check the library briefly.
I mean, we could do the church first, right? Maybe get Octavia's blessing, and then we could go.
Well, it does sound like a good idea. Okay, maybe we'll reroute and try to find the church in the time that we have today.
As you guys kind of come downstairs, you'd see Sam, and he kind of gives you a quick wave. He's, how are you guys off to?
Uh,
Or in like a friendly way, like, oh, hey, you guys.
yeah.
You should ask him. Yeah.
Yes. Actually, I was hoping to visit my house of worship. Are there any temples to Octavia in the town?
Oh, some people like there is one. The priest kind of fled during the fighting. It might be a little locked up.
Hmm.
But it is next to. I think either the mayor or maybe even. I think we'd have a key. It might be locked up. It's all, but I think anybody would stop you from going in. Library seems to be a pretty popular place. They might have a way in, or you might even find the mayor. He seems to like it there. But check by. Sometimes there's a few people in there. If not, it's just a few blocks, and he kind of gives you a little rough map on the countertop. Whether or not that helps you, he's like, "We're here." And you go out and to the right. You go about 2 streets, then over to the right, and then up one more street.
I feel like I'm really accustomed to navigating cities, so I think this would be simple enough.
You're like, yeah. So he kind of describes where the library is. Then kind of another street or two over is the church, which there is no priest. It's just sometimes it's locked up, but sometimes it's open for worship. So you might find some people just in there. And then, this is kind of embarrassing to ask, but I've just been a little short-handed here by myself. There's a bakery kind of on the way, and I'm running a little bit low on some of the bread here. If I feed you guys tonight for free, you could just maybe grab a delivery for me.
Sure,
Yeah.
it's not so far out of the way.
Perfect.
Yeah. We'll
Throws.
grab it on our way back. Is it like a timely thing? Do you need it like soon?
I got enough for today, but
Does
it's
this
just hard
include
to.
free drinks?
Um, you know what? Sure. Why not?
Then definitely.
But yeah, I'm almost out. I'll give you some of the good bread, of course. You come back. I've got a lot to do, and he references like kind of see back in the kitchen a little bit. Big old slop stew kind of boiling over a little bit. Half chopped vegetables and stuff. It's like, anyway, I got, oh God, not again. Anyway, thank you so much. And he
Yeah.
runs
Yeah.
out the
No worries. No
Of
worries,
course.
Sam. We got
Oh,
you, buddy.
Jesus. You just hear like a
Okay.
bunch of shit fall on the ground. Fuck. Ah.
As we leave the Tarwater Tavern, beginning to sort of head out following Judith, um, Saban would probably like ruffle through his pack, and then he would find his thieves' tools and sort of hold them up. I mean, if we do really need to get in there, I do have these bad boys who could get us entry. Just keep that in mind in case we do need to get in.
We'll see what state it's in.
And where did you want to go first?
The church, because we'll get the bakery delivery on the way back.
Okay. Well, then I didn't know if you want to go to the library too or church first. Start with church, see how it goes.
Yeah, I get a
Yeah.
vibe.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I'll just say, as you're walking, you just kind of get more of a sense for the town. Again, parts of it look a little destroyed. Parts of it are kind of being rebuilt. Some parts look like they're being like dismantled, like a half burnt down house. Looks like they're salvaging some of the good wood, and kind of piling up the planks. A couple people kind of give looks of like, oh, as you would any newcomer. Some people seem a little more friendly with a little halfway, but some people just like look at you and immediately break eye contact. Like, oh God, don't talk to me.
Mm.
So not too much of a hustle and bustle as some of the towns you've been in, especially for its size. But um, see a few people here and there, a few artisans, a few little street things. So you kind of make your way in turn. You walk past the library, a large kind of dominating building. If it wasn't for the fact that it kind of backed up to a little bit of a cliffside, and then kind of, I don't know how to describe it. It's like the building, and then it's like a steep kind of plateau behind it that has like all the barracks and kind of mayor's place. So
Like up above it almost a little bit.
yeah.
Okay,
So
okay. I see what you're saying.
I can describe it anyway. So it almost makes it feel like it's a taller, bigger city than it kind of is.
Mm.
As you make your way past, you can see a couple shuttered stores, a few kind of putting on a new window, and you pass a delightful smelling little bakery. This is the place you're supposed to get your uh, delivery for Sam. It's a quaint little spot, not a lot of room, but there's a couple of chairs outside, a few children with a sweet pastry. People, like one has a loaf of bread trying to walk away as the other person's like, did I tell you about the time? And then as you make your way past that, you take a little left. It's like a little half alleyway. Kind of opens up into more of like an interior. And then you just see a smaller kind of church ovation. You can see the small symbol for Octavia. The doors look propped open. And as you approach, a couple steps in, and you can see there's maybe like 10 pews in total, kind of a smaller church. Maybe see 3 or 4 people in there, kind of just saying their prayers, doing the worshiping. You can see a statue to Octavia and some of the symbols. A few incense burning slightly. Trying to think how to describe, but yeah, kind of altar in the center, pews line up, and then on the left seems to be There's kind of two doors on either side, right and left. So the church is open. There's a few people praying inside.
Nice. I'll head in and are the churches any kind of like standardized form? Like, do a lot of churches look like other churches? Like,
Roughly
would I
similar.
be familiar? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like-
You had seen this sign. I mean, there's obviously the grand cathedral vibes that you would get, some bigger mega churches, and then a lot of them in the smaller towns or towns that don't have as big of a presence. They're kind of a smaller building, but similar setup. It's usually the altar, pews. To the left is kind of like a storage for like the sacred objects, you know,
hmm
like incense, some oil for the lamps, um, like some extra like food goods to give out for the poor, some charitable things. And to the right kind of tends to be more of a private quarters. And like an office. It's like you open the door and there's a little desk and a bookshelf, and then there's another door that would basically contain the bed. Not a lot of space, but that's kind of the same general layout. Both doors are shut. A few people seem to just be doing their own sort of prayer two together, kind of in the front, one kind of back right. Both kind of quiet. There's a few little offerings on the little altar, sprigs of wheat, a book.
I'd go to where I can most likely find like a person of authority in this building.
Okay. You kind of walk in, looking around. You don't see another cleric or anything. So you walk to the back door, the back right, sorry, door. You find it's locked. That would be kind of to like the private quarters. Or one of the patrons kind of notices you and, oh, I'm sorry. Are you the new cleric? The last one's not. The last priest isn't here anymore. She kind of looks to you in your religious garb.
No, I'm just passing through. I'm actually on a private pilgrimage.
Hmm.
I was hoping to gain access to the local archives. I'm refamiliarizing myself with the history of the church on a more personal level.
Well, that sounds fantastic. I wish we had more pious like you. I tend to kind of keep this place together and running. Perhaps maybe you could do a blessing for us. Your priestess is all, and then maybe I could go and get the caretaker to open the door for you. She looks a little
Of
hopeful.
course. I'm glad for any reason to spread Octavia's blessings.
The other two kind of perk up a little bit. Go ahead and just give me a religion check. Let's see how well this goes.
Okie doke.
How smooth.
Oy, I'm
Ooh.
tired. It's been a long day. Wait, is there anything I can add to this? Wait, I have that inspiration. Can I use that?
Ooh, that's a great timing.
Use inspiration on your religion check.
That's
Can.
what-
Yeah.
that's what I-
Live your best.
Is it a 6 or an 8?
It's just another D20.
Yeah, it's like a reroll.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's like a reroll on any check.
So should I roll a d20 or should I re-roll the
Or
religion?
reroll your own religion, yeah.
Got it.
Basically advantage.
Oh my god.
The dice gods have spoken. That happened to you last night too.
Yeah. This always
Oh.
happens. It's just like how every time I try to heal myself, I always get low ass rolls.
Gotta save some healing for everyone else. It goes well. for the fact that you've been doing it long enough, but you kind of did the half-assed version where it's like you picked out the kind of the good bit, instead of some of the fluff, it was just more direct.
Mm.
And you kind of gave him a quick blessing, but I think what also threw you off is it isn't quite as prepared as it normally would be. Some of the givings, aren't there. Some of the holy water that isn't blessed. The water that is there looks a little iffy.
Mm.
So it kind of threw you off a little bit. So, but because you used your inspiration, nobody was like, "Oh my god, what was that?" A lot of people were like, "Oh my god, like I feel so at peace. Like I haven't had this. Our last priest never could do this." And
Mm.
it was a more genuine blessing than maybe they've had. And the other two are like, oh my god, thank you so much. We just need to, and they kind of basically imply that they're going to go spread the word. Like, hey, I think we all need to be in on this. I just had like the best experience, and kind of that same sort of warmth you almost felt when you were at the Blackened Cathedral fills the room.
Mm-hmm.
And the lady who offered to help just thank you so much, and she kind of just kisses your hand and just thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll be back. I'll get the keeper, and she kind of makes her way out in a bit of a hurry, but a little bit on cloud nine. And now you guys have a few moments where you have the place alone. I don't know if there's anything you want to do in the meantime.
Mm. I don't think I'd get up to no good in my own church. So.
I mean, if we got the door being unlocked, Sabin doesn't use the thieves' tools. He keeps everything stowed. He's probably been hanging out towards the back, just like observing a lot, honestly.
Yeah, I wonder if you guys were moved at all. And I think I'd probably turn to the spot where Octavia would be if this was like, like where she was bound in the Blackened Cathedral.
Yeah.
I would kind of turn to the closest equivalent of that spot in here and just like spread my intentions, like give a prayer and be like, thank you for this opportunity, blah, 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 blah. Religion stuff. I don't want to get too far into that, okay?
Our Lord who art in heaven,
Ugh.
hallowed be thy name.
Oh, come on. You don't have a sermon prepared for us. You're not going to give us a whole spiel.
My religious trauma says no.
You walk into the church to a lovely hymn. Follow the prophet.
Oh god.
This isn't brainwashing, it's a song.
I looked out the window and what did I see? Popcorn popping on the apricot tree.
Man, I don't even know what some of those songs were for.
Worship.
It's fun.
Yeah, 'cause like the Follow the Prophet one, I was like, yeah, hindsight, I get that. It's indoctrination. I think the other one was called the Book of Mormon, or the story of something. It's a real intense piano song. It's like dun 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 dun.
I don't remember that one.
Oh, it's so good. It's an intense piano, but it's like it's basically a story of like the Bible coming to America.
Ah.
But it's real dun 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 dun.
Is this a good time for a break? I kind of have to go to the bathroom.
No. I'm just kidding. Yeah, it's fine.
Cool.
But yeah, they'll return with the key. We'll take a quick break, and then we'll just kind of pick up there.
My music is appropriately like intriguing right now.
It's appropriate.
Oh, I can't wait to follow the prophet.
Just don't go astray.
Okay, well, I guess it's bathroom bevies and bits time again, boys and girls.
Yeah, lay off the bits though. You're gonna go blind.
That's why I can't see out of my left eye, Pa.
I can't see. Pray harder.
Pray harder, pray harder.
Hey, Paul. All right, I will return. I'm gonna figure out this Book of Mormon song is. Then you'll see.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure Christmas is on a Sunday this year.
It is. It'll truly be the holiest of days.
Maybe this is when Jesus comes back.
I will re-need your address at some point as well, Master Carson. I don't know if you were here, but everyone in the D&D group gets a Christmas present this year.
Nah, he's gonna come pick it up in person because he's gonna come pick Bryce up on his way down to Utah for Christmas.
You haven't
That's
even
it.
asked Santa for Chad for Christmas yet. He's not even at the malls yet. You gotta use your Christmas wish.
Because that's his Christmas gift to everybody. His presents.
My presence is my presence.
Chance starts writing a letter for Santa.
Dear Santa.
You send it to Chad's house.
I know I burned down half an acre of wildlands during the summer by accident, but I've been extra good ever since.
I know I shot Marius in the arm, but
I misunderstood Hot Boy Summer.
Took it a little too literally.
speaking of Hot Boy Summer,
Let's play some D&D.
D&D?
well, too bad.
I posted the music I've been listening to in chat, in the D&D chat specifically.
Ah. Let me see. I'll be the judge of that.
Yeah, I'll tell you what you listen to.
Judge me.
Wait, where? Oh, here. Ah.
Ooh. That's nice. What if it was just like all nice and peaceful, and then every once in a while you'd hear somebody like, "Oh God, no! It's the bandits! Help! Save my God!
Goblin
please,
attack!
Crunch, crunch.
It just goes
That's
back
the
to peaceful.
Feywild ambiance.
Oh man,
I wish I had a good sound mixer and I could just create the.
just randomly scream during the Feywild. Sorry, is the plant. But I don't know. I don't think I'll be able to come out for Christmas.
That's fair.
I get it.
I get paid for public appearances.
Are we still aiming
Not
for
yet.
an August-ish friend meetup in 2023?
Oh God.
Everybody?
Everybody.
We were talking about it. We were talking about even possibly doing it in Colorado somewhere to make it marginally easier for you.
Ooh.
Because we knew you would be the outlier.
Yeah. I mean, I have tentative plans to move to Texas next year.
We're going to tentatively go to Texas.
Texas in August would be so miserable. I think
live
I'd
in
be
Phoenix,
relieved for an
so-
excuse to leave it.
Fair enough.
I don't think it gets much worse.
But we were talking about like renting like a cabin or something, and so it's like kind of nearby civilizations. We can go do stuff, but then we can like go out and do stuff in the woods or other activities.
Mhm.
But then we could play some D&D.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Cabin just makes it nice so I can smoke weed outside.
We can have our. Ooh, we could do a Lord of the Rings Did you guys see those trends of watching all the Lord of the Rings extended versions, but then like you cook each thing that shows up on screen, so like
Oh,
you're
cool.
eating the whole time?
That's awesome.
What?
I love that.
Yeah,
Someone's gonna,
Lord of the Rings, like
someone's gonna have to make rabbit stew.
yeah, everything. All the
Taters.
drinks, all the bar food,
The elven bread.
the
Oh, sick.
second
That's right.
breakfast, the lemon spread, yeah.
There's elven food. I can live. Is it the first one? And then we can start playing. But is it the first one where they show up to the elven town and they put down the plate of food? It's like cherry tomatoes and lettuce and like,
Rabbit
I think
stew.
so.
yeah, it's like a bunch of uncooked.
Yeah.
Gimli's like, where's
A lot of vegetation.
where's the meat? I'll eat all the vegetables and breads. Homemade sourdough bread. No, that's a lot. Homemade regular bread. I'm on it. Fine cheeses. But also, how long is that? That's like a full day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's like 8 a.m. to midnight.
probably more than that.
No,
Especially if
down.
you're pausing to like serve the food.
Done.
I think what you should do is you just like you have to plan out the menu and you just keep watching it and you serve a few things at the same time.
I think the easiest thing would be if you listed out the entire menu in chronological order and then like everyone rotated what thing they were in charge of. And so you have like 40 minutes where you get to sit and eat, and then you have like 30 minutes where you're prepping food and serving it, and then you have 40 minutes where you sit and eat, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Taking shifts.
Hmm.
I think D&D in person would be fun.
Dude, it's I literally when I talk about it to people, because like I'm like, yeah, well, we've been playing in person or in like on Roll20 for like 5 years, whatever. But like when me, Mav, and Chad put an in-person game, it's
Yeah,
just
that's
like,
fun.
man, shit
That's good time.
slaps.
I want it so bad.
It's like mainlining crack, dude.
You just being able to see the other person, I don't know, makes it easier.
It does, yeah. All that like little social interaction stuff.
Yeah,
Just-
because you can still like, I don't know, you can move and stuff and facial expression,
Mhm.
and just to be like, yeah, and then I do this. It was a fun time. It was pretty good.
It was so good.
Okay, is everybody ready? Are we done with the bits?
Yes, me lord.
All right, we say a little prayer. I forgot the names for a second. Saving and Talon kind of just post up like Fonzie in the back, just like lean against the wall, 1 foot up, just hanging. Judith does a quick little prayer. Maybe you see kind of like it's like a little essence, a little shimmer of kind of the essence she gave off before as you kind of focus on the spot, using your inspiration, kind of invoking her. The lady comes back with the caretaker. He kind of sees you in your cleric garb and just kind of looks back down and takes the ring off and passes it over to her, and she kind of walks it to you and she's like, thank you so much. This will get you into the door and stuff. You can just lock up and just leave the key. And she kind of gestures off to the side. There's like a little loose rock. She trusts you. She's not too concerned. If you need anything, I'm kind of here every day, just keeping an eye on the place. So but I'll leave you to it.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you. And she's still kind of riding that high of that blessing, mainlining that inspiration. She kind of makes her leave. The other gentleman, kind of scholarly robes, kind of seems to make his way back towards the library, but he didn't seem too interested in interacting at the moment. Looks like he works there, but he's not important. That's what I'm trying to say. Anyway, you have the
Got it.
key. and you kind of have the place to yourself. She's like, I'll give you some time. You can lock up, or she'll come back tonight. So I should say. She'll make sure it's all ship shape.
Cool. I'm gonna start searching around for stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sabin and Talon probably come up as she's getting the door unlocked.
Mhm.
All right. So again, as you open it, it's almost as if somebody cut a room in half. There's a small kind of desk front and center, a little bit of a bookshelf behind. And then to the right is not to the right. In front of you, a little off center would be another door. That is closed. So for searching this first room, good. Either give me investigation checks if you're searching, digging through stuff, or perception if you're just like looking around, trying to look for
I think
anything of
Sabin would be
interest.
searching.
Yeah.
He'd be digging through, probably like grabbing something, showing it to Judith. No, okay, not good. All right.
This one? You've already
No,
shown
more
me
like
that.
What about
this.
this thing? What about this thing? It's like a
No, no,
old boot.
that's not a book. This is what a book looks like.
Oh, you said book, not boot. Okay, sorry. My bad.
That's what happens. You don't communicate. We both looked up. Quick side note, kind of reminds me of when Tanner was like, "Nope, didn't find any weed." And then you went over there and you're like, "Grinder pipe."
Yeah.
Just fishing it out.
That's a funny story.
That popped in my head. Anyway. Yeah, as Talon decides to look under the desk, find some old discarded boots that somebody had kicked off. See, what were you looking for? You just like assisting? No. What did we decide we wanted to look for?
He
Sorry,
was
discuss.
probably like being
looking for-
Sabin. It's probably just like actually looking for the spell book, like literally.
Okay. And then, okay. I wasn't sure if we had a game plan of looking for like a spell book, a dagger, or just anything of use.
Well, I assumed the spell book wasn't here. I mean, I'd be keeping an eye out for that, but I
Right.
figured if what I'm accessing is the archives of this church, what
Yeah.
I'm trying to find is information from the
Like-
time of the Blackened Cathedral, like schism, and
Okay.
what sort of records I can find from that time, or maybe they're all mysteriously wiped, or maybe I can
Okay.
find where,
Yeah.
those members, what sort of activities did they do next after, what sort of stories got spread, blah 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 blah.
Yeah. Just to make sure. I didn't know if you had game plan with Saban what you were looking for. So just trying to think of what he would have been finding. But
I guess I would have just guided him with like, we're looking for records from this time period to this time.
Okay.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Saban investigating. Talon kind of hitting the lesser known spots under the desks, under the chair, pulling on lamps, looking for that trapdoor. Saving. He goes to the bookcase behind, and you start to find some old records. They're not 100% too clear on the outside binding, but as you search through, you find 2 or 3 that you present over that you think could be of use or value, and one just kind of has like dates and names. And then just while searching, as you kind of pull apart the desk, you find just various bits, personal journal. You kind of thumb through it real quick, and that one seems pretty mundane. Yeah, how to describe it. I find like a false bottom to one of the drawers. Thinking maybe could this be it? As you lift it up, you find just a small flask a small bag of various coins, about 10 gold worth. And then you actually find not quite what it looks like one of the, I don't want to say Bibles, but kind of religious text that you use a lot, but it does have like one of the older, more original symbols on it.
Scriptures.
And then, so basically, you kind of found somebody's like bougie kind of stash. But there's also a few prayers in there that you haven't seen before, and definitely looks kind of like an original, super old. And then Satan manages to find a couple records. Some of it's basic, like when it was kind of consecrated. But looking through, you can see rotations of different priests and looking a little more detailed. Reading through, getting more of a sense of how it's laid out and sort of charted. You would see the name Clearwater at the same time as the event, you would assume. But it was dated about a year before, so this is kind of where he was stationed. And he left about a year after. Unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be any like detailed records of quite where they went next. It looks like a few pages are missing, and it looks like maybe one of the books isn't present. So there could be some info missing. Some of the pages, it's hard to say if they were ripped out or just kind of lost to time, but you get the sense that he was here shortly before. But there's no sort of givings in here of where he went.
Mm.
And then, of course, rummaging through the room, you can just see like a couple changes of clothes, 2 or 3 more silver and like pocket change kind of sitting out. So whoever was here, they kind of just left in a bit of a hurry.
Mm.
So
Scooping
maybe
up
they were,
that couple of silver.
yeah, 3 silver. Oh, and then I'm sorry, in the desk you do find a key, but it's just to the storage room. But
Well, I'd like to check out the storage room.
you go in there and you actually see it's pretty well stocked. There's some dry goods, some extra food that to be given out. There's plenty of incense. A few like kind of nicer barrels that kind of have the holy water, sourced from a sacred spring and blessed. It's the pitch. Yeah, so you could change out some of the dirty water, but yeah, no, searching around, that's about all you find is just some extra sort of religious goods. Few modern texts, a couple of scriptures, a couple of prayers you can do. Kind of like mapped out, but there's definitely stuff that can now be used by the city, or you guys could take it.
No, I think we're okay without some incense and barrels of holy water.
It's your loss.
Leave that for the church, and I'll go ahead and change out the water. Like I assume that has some kind of ceremony. I don't
Yeah.
just like scoop it over or whatever. So I'd
Throw it
take
over
care
your
of that.
Yep. Kind of restore the temple and the church. Restock some goods. Leave the door slightly ajar. Yeah. So we know that
What
there's
time is it? You think we have time for the library, or
it's starting to get about sunset. You'd have enough time to pop into the library, maybe an hour or so before you'd have to hit up the bakery and get back.
I'll ask the guys where they're at. What would you prefer?
I mean, if we could swing by the library, at least get our bearings, maybe catch an early lead on what to research after we go talk to the lady. That's worth a shot.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
I'm glad to hear it. Let's go then. Okay, let's go.
Boom. Just make your way down the street, take your right, go down a couple blocks. You kind of come to the grandiose Gothic towered library. Beautiful stone building, large, oversized, like, dark wooden doors. Heavy to open. A loud creak kind of fills the high ceiling rooms. Kind of bare furniture, stone floors, not a lot of luxuries kind of absorb the sound. Few wooden chairs, nothing cozy, comfy, or cloth covered. It's
Mm.
very practical. Yeah, as you enter, you don't hear anybody or see anybody at first. As you walk in a little bit off in the back, kind of right corner, you do see Italian, a little pile of books around him, just taking notes and matching things up and just kind of nerding out.
Yeah. Maybe
Wave.
Magrone has already picked up on something.
Yeah. Check with them, see if they found anything.
Mm-hmm. When you get over there, he just kind of lets you know that Lilia is who knows where, said she would be back. That he's kind of just been poking around and got caught up in kind of some of his more academic pursuits, as he has access to books that he would need permission for otherwise. So he actually hasn't searched or asked about any religious books. But he's making a lot of progress on his theoretical weapons. And he even found some old books written by his ancestors.
Oh, well, that's interesting. Perhaps they'll have something to say about the changes in the church at that time. You could keep an eye out, my friend.
And he kind of nods and agrees and back to his business. And you kind of see an older man in robes, very similar to the same sort of get up the gentleman who brought the key over earlier. So he kind of comes out of a back room and he turns and you kind of hear the loud clanking of a lock. His keys kind of jangle as he comes walking back towards. Oh, hello there. Can I help you find anything?
Yes,
Master,
actually.
Lord McGronus had quite a run on books, but
yes, he's been very self-indulgent, one could say. We're actually hoping to inquire if you have any books on maybe old artifacts or lost relics, maybe powerful items, whether known or unknown whereabouts.
I think it's a little bit of all of those, I think. Follow me. And he kind of snakes his way through many of the different sort of aisles and shelves and plucks out some scrolls, some tomes, smaller books, some journals. Leads you back to the table and here, feed me them. And as you hand him the things, he opens a book to the page on some different artifacts, some relics. You charge some of the journals, kind of interesting that people had jotted down. And everyone, go ahead and just roll me an investigation check.
I'm going to use my... Oh, wait, no, I've already used it for today. Never mind. I can't use my Squire's Guidance.
Oh, nice. 22.
Oh, I would like to use my Squire's encouragement, though.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you have one too. Oh, my next attack roll.
Yeah.
Okay,
Ooh.
never mind. I cannot use that.
Good to know. Good to know.
I believe yours was for help him fight, and his was to help you roll. Mm-mm. Oh god. 22 Savage. 8, 20. Hey, Judith, are you even trying?
I'm reeling from
This is your house.
maybe I'm exhausted from religious energy.
It's been a
Put
long
my
day.
heart and soul into those prayers.
And what do I get?
What do I get? Nothing.
10 gold flask and secret scripture. Um, yeah, as you're reading through, a lot of this seems kind of basic. It's some of the same stories and things that you've heard back in Myra or some of the books you've read, some of the different lores. But nothing quite pertains to what we're looking for. He kind of comes back and he checks on you, and you find it everything okay, or is these books working for you? I mean, maybe if you told me what you were looking for, I could.
Are there any I don't know, is there such a thing as like the newspaper in these kinds of places? Like, I don't know, any historians covering the period of this year to that year concerning the schism? I
And he
wouldn't
gives you
mention that part. I would just highlight the years.
the years.
Yeah.
Hmm. Well, there are some additional books, but not necessarily open to the public. Requires a feed membership. But I
Wh-
think I might have what you're looking for.
Membership into what sort of group is this?
I think he's asking for a bribe.
Oh.
Just a contribution to the library. We don't have many patrons anymore.
Judith tithing.
Yeah. Plus, most of these people can't read anyway.
How much would it take?
Yeah. He kind of looks around, even though there's really pretty bare. Kind of leans in. He's like, for access to the private collection, city, and the past lord. And he kind of looks at each of you. A gold apiece. And what my knowledge is yours.
Uh, it's a
Can
little steep. How large is this collection? Will I be able to revisit this collection tomorrow? I only have so much time this evening.
For as long as you stay here, patronage will be of value. It's just less than the books you see around you, but they're the ones you would need noble blood for back in Myra. Untainted history and knowledge. But it's about a bookcase worth.
I find this price agreeable enough. Is that all
I
right
can
with you
agree.
too?
Yeah, I think it is a fair asking price.
Very well. He kind of bends over a little bit at the waist, so his head's below yours, and he holds his hands out almost kind of graciously. The 3 gold kind of drops in. He clenches his fist and he turns, still bent, still bowed. as he quickly makes his way off to the room that you saw earlier, and you hear a clank. He's going to grab some of the books. It's the vibe you're getting. But if you wanted to go in there after, you could. I don't want it to be like that vibe. It's more of like,
I want to follow him in.
Yeah, we
Follow
should
him?
probably follow him.
Oh,
Okay.
sure, yeah.
Kind of opens the door. I wasn't sure if you're going to follow me in. There's a small sitting area. There's only 2 chairs, though. But, and he kind of opens the door, swings in, and you can see it has the warmth that the rest of the library was missing. It's a nice big sort of rug on the floor with the fur on top of that. A large bookshelf kind of on the wall to wall, and then there's some nice artwork. A little fireplace in the middle that seems to kind of just turn on. Some magical means, and then 2 chairs and a small table in the corner. It's very much like a private reading room. Give me one moment here, and he just kind of starts skimming through the library, which are the bookshelf, looking for the copies that he thinks will best kind of suit your needs. Is there anything
I'll
else?
peruse the shelves while he's doing that. See if anything catches my eye.
Go ahead and just do a perception. Just see what jumps out at you.
Yeah. That's a good
Dirty
roll.
20.
Nice.
Very sorry, this yacht attacked me. This wouldn't stop. Okay, anyway. He pulls out about 3 or 4 different books, kind of put them down. One's kind of Corinthian history, kind of what one's called. So this one kind of covers the whole area, and he pulls out another book, and it's Conquests of what was it called? The Refuge Forest, which is to the north. So it's just kind of like a few different books about what's kind of went on and happened in the era. These are kind of your unwashed history. You know, a little more raw and skewed. And he kind of pulls out a book that actually did catch your eye. But you see the name Magrona on the spine, because this one's kind of just about the early founding of Octavius Church. Just has some different insights there, and he kind of puts that book out, and then pulls out another one that's kind of the town. I'm trying to think, not quite charter, but like town records. It's like there might be some information here about the temple we have, and yeah, the rest is feel free to look. And he kind of jingles the coin in his pocket. Let me know if you need anything. And he kind of bows out.
Excellent. Thank you so much for the patronage.
And then choose your perception. You do notice that there is a book on that shelf that looks very, very similar, if not a copy to one of the record books that was missing in the temple. Not really labeled, just kind of has a date on the side, easy to miss. It's probably why he just skimmed over it. You want to snag that one, you can.
Sure
And
do.
He has left you the room. Fire going. A couple lanterns kind of help lighting the way. Desk and a couple chairs. Was there anything else you're looking for? Just kind of get a general vibe. I'm just reading what was put out in front.
I think because does it look like Judith is going to go for like the church records book?
Yeah, the one that was basically missing. That's probably the most intriguing thing to me right now.
We'll go for at least Saban if Talon wants to join or has his own endeavor.
No, he'll help Saban.
Saban, I guess Saban and Talon. We'll go for, I don't know, some of the like older history books. maybe just trying to find mentions of a dagger of some kind, or even maybe even like a powerful caster, or if there happens to be mention of a strong spell book of some kind.
Okay. We're gonna go ahead and just give you one more investigation. We'll kind of group it.
I'll give advantage to Talon.
Nice.
I'll assist him.
I build on some earlier rolls.
So investigation.
Yeah.
Yeah, advantage is Saban's sort of letting you run amok.
21.
Nice.
There we go.
Oh, what about this one, boss?
That's a solid find, actually. He's like flipping through the tome.
Judith, when you grab the book, you start analyzing it, remembering back to what was found earlier. This is kind of. So it's less technical. It seems more of like a self note of coming and goings and kind of more of like a politicking journal. That makes sense. So it'd be like this priest was here and then left here under this title,
Mm-hmm.
and so on and so forth. And then sometimes they're scratched out with new locations. So basically aware of who's coming and who's going where.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be like so and so 2 weeks from so and so went here at, and it seems to be a rotation of about 6 months, which can be standard as people go through their training and it's trying to get an overview of the kingdom. Sometimes they're just transferred in like the same area. So someone will get to be in a city and then they'll go to like a small town for a few months and then kind of the roaming
Mm-hmm.
missionary type. Yeah. Everyone's investigation. As you look, he showed up a priest. And when he left in his 6 short months, man, I haven't quite thought of all the layers yet, but it would almost be like cardinals in the Catholic Church.
Mm-hmm.
So like he went from like priesthood and skipped like bishops and things like that, and kind of so he skipped like 4 layers, and was sent to the cathedral in Pontum.
Pontum.
It's
Is
kind of-
that? Yeah.
That's that large bridge city, just past the ever-changing forest.
And this is my ancestor, Clearwater.
Mm-hmm.
To the
Nice.
city of Pontum.
It's kind of the major capital in the south. That's where one of the usurpers of the 3 brothers kind of declared his breakaway kingdom. But he's kind of running it off from the city of Pontum. And then I almost said Matt and Chance. Save it in town. As they kind of read the history, they kind of get, definitely more of a glimpse of kind of the true history, I guess. Some of the wars that were fought, basically, like the elves of the area were kind of fought back into the refuge forest, which is kind of one to the north on the other side of the peninsula that Corinth is at.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of learn that they just, it was a little bloody. It was a little like, no, this is it, or, you could die kind of vibe. But I read how Corinth managed to fight Myra and kind of get a Pyrrhic victory where both just realized it really wasn't worth it. So Corinth kind of became a subject without being occupied. So they just kind of sent a smaller tax back, just didn't cause any trouble. Kind of high level stuff, but kind of the notes that you find most interesting is some of the early history kind of talks about how many, it seemed like sorcerers and casters were maybe a lot more present. And with the 21, kind of coincides with the rise of the church and the kingdom kind of growing. You see less and less kind of mentions of casters or magical people, and some people note it, which you know that the kingdom has kind of hunted them down before. Kind of the work for us or go. So it's not outrageous. It just seemed a little out there, I guess. A little more noticeable in some of the writings and the history, and yeah. That would be kind of the gist of it. You get a little more history of the area and realize some of the tension, some of the magic purging of the time. We know that Clearwater showed up a few months before the incident and after and left at a much higher uh, title. Oh, and I'm sorry. Which seems like a big thing, but I almost forgot. As you kind of research more about kind of the fighting, the war, there's one book that kind of talks about how there was a famous blade and dagger that kind of helped Corinth sort of resist. And when it's like unlikely battle with Myra's, they were outnumbered,
Uh-huh.
kind of in a disadvantage. But he managed to kind of rally and lead. This was some years before the event. But when he fell ill and died of natural causes, uh, the sword and the dagger kind of disappeared from mention. So you're not 100% sure if the dagger is kind of the same, like from it, for its own, but it's kind of the only mention of anything of note that you've heard of that even reference it. And you find some of the early texts of the church for whoever kind of read some of the other books. You would see a mention of a religious tome, one that they might call the original sacred. What do you call it? Sacred scriptures.
Yeah, or text maybe.
Mm-hmm. But kind of like the dagger, although the dagger just seems to kind of like fade out from any mention. They just kind of reference the lost texts a lot.
Mm.
And there's a few theories. Some people thought it was. People think it's buried kind of under the Blackened Cathedral. You know, like kind of like rumors, myths. And some people think that the dwarfs stole it and it's deep in the mountains. Some people think it was brought somewhere into the Southlands, hidden away there. Just a lot of.
Huh.
But most people kind of credit its journey without. Hmm. Everyone, give me one more investigation check.
One more
Oy.
time. I'll try my own roll this time, Chance. We'll roll separately.
Okie dokie.
You can do it. Pretty good.
15.
Oof.
Whew.
6 is not good.
You get us looking at some of it. There is mention of after the cathedral burning down, moving the texts in the libraries at the time. Originally, all went south to the city of Pontum, while the cathedral was being finished in Myra. And the date seemed to match up to when Clearwater also traveled there. So there's a pretty good chance that somewhere to the south, although they could have moved it all the way back to Myra. Seems that it is genuinely lost. It was told to be just hidden away, and so it makes sense that it's somewhere.
And we're
Huh.
talking about the text or the dagger? I
The
forget.
text. The dagger
text.
just kind of fades out from the screen.
Faded out after the old Lord of Corinth died.
Nobody really mentions it anymore.
Hmm.
Where a lot of texts are like, oh, and the missing text, and oh, the missing sacred text.
Ah.
No one talks about the dagger. Oh, and then the Magrona book, skipping through it, was very similar to the journal that you found. And in it, it kind of just mentions basically the same things that he jotted down, about wanting to kind of observe the miracles and get a sense for the church. Roll me a history check. Anybody else can if they've read the journal or skimmed it.
Ugh.
I don't think Saban did. I think he just took her word for it.
Yeah,
I know
negative.
Magrona read it.
Negative.
Yeah. You would just kind of pick out that the higher level that it's almost just like an edited down version of his journal.
Hmm.
You're not sure if he maybe kept a second, kind of, these are my notes while he had a real one kind of going, but yeah, everything kind of cuts off from what you can tell a few days before that night even happened.
Hmm.
And then kind of in the end, it's just has like a little dedication to him saying that he got lost on a pilgrimage. Hasn't been heard from since. This was his last work, so it's almost just like a big look how cool and great the church is book.
Hmm.
The
Okay.
copy you had a few more names. A few more kind of like specifics. So I guess if you were looking for a roster, you could revisit the journal. He might have some names of who was participatory.
Mhm.
So that would be a good one to kind of cross-reference. It's always slipped my mind, but that is in there.
Okay.
Well, yeah. Otherwise, kind of skimming about, a lot of it's just, like I said, unredacted history instead of kind of glorifying battles or conquest. It's kind of like, yeah, and the kingdom kind of got their ass handed to them. Where the other
Mhm.
texts were like, yeah, and then we decided that we're so nice, we'll let them live.
Ah.
That kind of vibe. And then also some of their more like brutal history of subjugating, forcibly relocating people,
Mhm.
kind of the sheer conquering versus the quote unquote liberating.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So I don't have any idea from all this where the dagger could be, or like, is my only lead that it might be in Corinth because it was here a long time ago.
It was here a long time ago. So I guess to break it down a little bit, it would have been like Corinth Lord died, and then no one mentions the dagger, and then 5 years later, or at least you think that that dagger is used in the ritual, and then it
Hmm.
disappears.
That one's like cold case. We at least have somewhat of a lead with the book.
Yes, you're not sure
And
if
my
it's,
ancestor.
Yeah.
but I guess piece together a little more. You have Emberwood and Hidebearer escorting now basically Cardinal Clearwater
Mhm.
to the south, and you know that they took a bunch of sacred objects and items with them.
Yeah.
So since somebody talks about the dagger, you could assume it's kind of in the
Cool.
mix. Is the vibe you're getting?
Okay.
The text, most people seem to think it's somewhere in the south, be it the cathedral or somewhere in the changing forest, where some people theorize it is. But
So, Pontum being the main goal. Just a side note, we do supposedly think that there is a nefarious magic user there. Eros. Yeah, the bard.
Ah, right. Hmm.
Okay.
Well, it's the only lead so far on that.
Yeah, I mean it's worth following. Tomorrow we can check in with the Lady of the Coast, get an answer one way or another, and then I guess that sort of dictates where we go next. If we have to take Warforged soldiers to Hilden, or if we head south.
Understood. Agreed. So I
okay,
guess we'll kind of call it a night, basically. We'll stop by the bakery. Go ahead and pick up that
Yes.
bread.
Oh, good call. Almost forgot.
Oh, can't forget Sam's bread.
you guys take your leave. Kind of wave Magrona and kind of waves you off. I'll catch up. You guys kind of make your way out. Double back just like a half block or two. Just turn the corner and you find Beatrice Bakery. A few patrons still outside. A few taking their leave as the city kind of seems to be winding down. It's kind of dusk. Enough daylight to kind of walk around, but not enough to be like, it's that twilight. And as you enter in, I mean, there's small little pastries, some of them baked over, hearty looking bread, some very fancy, almost sponge cake kind of vibes, an assortment of goods. Oh, hello. Is there anything I can get for you? I mean, it's the end of day, but I have a selection.
We're here to pick up a delivery for Sam from the blah 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 tavern, which I definitely remember the name of.
Tar water.
Tar water tad.
Tavern. Oh, yeah. Oh my goodness. I almost forgot. It's been such a day. Give me 1 second. She kind of stumbles off into the back. You hear some shuffling and some moving, and then just. I'm sorry. I hate to do this, but I just got a shipment in, and I didn't have time to put it away. Can you just help me move some of these crates? They're in front of where I'm trying to get.
Sure.
You just
Sure. Yeah.
just
Me and Talon got this one.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you walk to the back. You kind of take a look around, and it's actually pretty spacious. Seems like there's more kitchen than kind of front of the store, which makes it a little easier. Yeah, as you walk in, you just see like 10 to 15 crates kind of piled up in front of a double door, freshly unloaded from a wagon. I'm sorry, it's just somewhere in the underneath all that. Can we just? And she kind of asks you and kind of points like, you put this here and put that there.
Of course.
So,
Yeah.
oh, awesome. Okay, no, just a little more, Everyone, just give me a strength saving throws.
Strength saving throw.
11. Ooh, so strong.
11.
Yeah, so consistent.
What's wrong with you, dude?
We're just on a.
Tell me to
on
make an
another
athletics
level.
check.
Good. You struggle a little bit, get overhead, it kind of slides back for you to catch it.
We shouldn't have skipped out on breakfast this morning.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, should have spent a little bit more time in the tub.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That goes over here. I'm embarrassed.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You guys match again.
Yep. Once you kind of get everything moved and put away, she goes around the corner and grabs 2 baskets and kind of puts them there. And she goes, "Okay, thank you so much. This is Sam's order. I was mistaken. It wasn't under this." Creates it all.
Is that right?
I'm so spacey. But thank you so much also, you know what, for your troubles. And she just gives you all a little sweet pastry puff. About the size of a
Nice.
fist.
Thank you.
Yep. Tell Sammy's a lazy piece of shit. Have a good night.
I'm sure it's an inside joke.
Yeah. So anyway, after she hustled you to move her shipment away, go back to Tarwater Tavern. Baskets in tow. If you eat the pastry, it's... Did you ever have vanishing rolls as a kid?
Yeah.
No.
Oh. Well, real quick, because it's delicious and it's easy. But you buy like the... I think you even get like the tube rolls for like Pillsbury. And then you take marshmallows, you roll it in, you dip it in butter and you roll it in cinnamon and sugar. And then you encase the roll around it. And then you bake them like normal. But because it's a marshmallow, it dissolves and gets absorbed. So it's like it vanishes. But anyway, it's
That
super
blew my mind.
delicious. But they're super easy and they're pretty bomb.
Delicious.
Yeah.
But so it's like that.
Mixed with the croissant. So it's kind of like flaky and crispy, but also like super sweet. Little cinnamon sugar.
Little croissant.
Oh, so maybe that's why I said it. God, my head. Yeah. And you come in, you see some people kind of gathered around the bar, kind of looking through the doorway into the back, and Sam's kind of half holding himself on top of a table as it kind of rattles. The door from the basement within kind of shaking a little bit, causing a little bit of a crowd. But otherwise, the tavern's a couple more people in this morning, but they seem to be gathering around what's happening.
Hey Sam, we got the goods.
Oh, that's great. Just put him behind the bar. Just, bring something heavy, baby.
So
Maybe not.
What's the situation there?
Oh, and he kind of has this little scratch on his face, and he's like, "So, you guys getting me the bread shipment gave me time to get some new ale, and I was unloading a barrel, and I'm embarrassed to say this, but I have rum gremlins, and this happened." And he kind of points at his scratched cheek. "Little bastards are gonna drink me dry."
Do I
Talon,
know what rum gremlins are?
yeah, Talon calls back from behind the bar. What are those? Also, are we allowed to just like help ourselves while we're back here?
No, well, there's really no rum or ale. Really, there's no booze out there. That's all in here now. You can see there's like one tankard that people are passing around. Like one big little 5-gallon barrel that they're just kind of rationing out the rest of it. Rum gremlins? Anybody? I don't know.
I mean, we worked in a tavern for a little bit.
That's true.
That's fair. Yeah, you guys give me history checks.
I mean, I don't think Talon knows because he already said he doesn't.
Oh, save it. Yeah, no idea.
Apparently, our establishment was a little bit more high class than this place.
Yeah, I mean, you've heard gremlins before, but you've never heard of a rum gremlin. He just kind of yells out, "They're just kind of a problem, mostly further south than here, but they just get in your booze and then they just kind of drink, and it kind of just oozes off of them. And anyway, they're just annoying. They're annoying vermin pests."
I mean, it's not really our usual thing, but we could probably handle some gremlins, right?
Perhaps some town guard might be here at some point, but if you want to, Uh,
I mean, how much does the job cost, or how much is it today?
Already getting free food. Come on, Talon.
I'll
Ah,
give you
come on.
another free night if you're here. Maybe
See?
Yeah, hey, I'll take
another
another
bath on
night.
the house. Oh, God.
Oh, see? There you go, Master Saban. See, sometimes it pays to ask.
Fair enough. Hey, the crowd of people, all of you guys should probably all back up, probably get out of the way.
Although
You know.
technically you still have an extra bath from this morning because it looks like two of you shared.
Yeah, I mean, that one's for the night bath before we go to bed.
People kind of back up a little bit, give you a little space.
Professionals at work, people.
You kind of hear like this loud belching and some laughing, a little cackling, and then the shaking kind of stops.
Come on, Judith.
Alrighty.
Ramam.
And Rob Ham. Town will pull out his bow.
Yeah, once all the citizens are backed up enough, yeah, Saban will pull out his long sword and probably short sword. Let's go double swords.
Looks like we're on pest control duty today.
Oh wait, he won't draw the short sword just yet. Gotta leave one hand free to cast a spell just in case.
I did post a picture of it. Oh, God. All right. Kind of moves the table. He lifts the trapdoor up. Some stone steps go into the basement. It's a little dark. There's a couple lanterns kind of illuminating it. You can see kind of the tops of a couple ale barrels kind of just tossed over on the floor. You hear a little laughter, a little drinking, cackle almost.
Oh. Okay, this. Why does this feel scary? We got this. We just fought orcs.
Yeah, I bet you these things aren't even like a quarter of the size. Like,
Yeah.
and did you see how fast we took those down, Master Saban?
That's fair. Here, I'll go down first. That way, when they inevitably jump out and get us, hopefully they'll go for me, and then you two do your thing and annihilate them.
And
I
so
think I have the better armor, do I not? What's your AC?
I'm at a 19.
Oh, I'm also 19.
but so
What the
this
fuck?
this conver-
When I draw my shield out.
this conversation is, oh shit, fuck, wrong button. This is the Squire's encouragement. So he gets an extra D4 to his next attack. roll. Yeah, Master Saban.
So you kind of come down the stairs. Immediately in front of you is kind of like a large, kind of two-tiered rack for the barrels of ale. To the right, there's just some on the ground, kind of lined up. See the couple lids there. You take a few steps and you kind of peer to the left. And there's good, kind of almost like hallway vibe with ale on either side. You see three rum gremlins. They are considered tinies. They're kind of small, maybe twice the size of a liquor bottle. Besides their name, they gravitate towards any sort of alcohol. You see one kind of being held by the other two. Let me rephrase that. Two have his legs. The other one's kind of holding onto the side of the barrel, drinking his fill. So they kind of cackle and laugh a little bit.
Mm.
I mean, I'm down. They're gremlins. I don't care to attack them while their backs are turned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think, yeah. I mean, if we're in if I can see any of them, I'm gonna for initiative? Are we rolling for initiative?
Everyone, give me a quick stealth check, and if you're quiet enough, we'll give you a surprise.
Surprise round.
Ooh.
I mean, it's supposed to be stealth, right? You
mode,
click
yeah.
survival.
Oh,
Yeah,
I still. Oh wait, I have good
16!
stealth. Still an 11. The dice gods have spoken.
The dice gods have spoken. You have gotten so many 11s today.
It's my lucky number.
Oh, this is just in
Just a
time
shade.
because I just got my.
Oh, that's right.
Nice.
Nerds.
Okay, anyway. So now I don't have disadvantage.
Let's go. 14.
14.
It's okay. See, who's in front? Saving?
Probably, yeah.
I'll
I
let one of
imagine they're
you.
not too far behind.
I'll let one of you get a surprise off. One shot, and we'll roll for initiative. It wasn't the worst. But it wasn't
Who's taking?
Who gets it?
Yeah, who gets it?
Anyone
One of
have any
y'all.
AoEs?
Yeah, it's up to you. You guys can
I do
decide.
not.
It'll kind of be like you're around the corner, one makes a move, and the other two are like, oh. And then it's
I have
I'll
running
say you
and
go first.
smash.
I can decimate things with the bow.
all right. Well, Savin, how about you start us off with the surprise?
Yeah.
Saving? Oh, I'll just charge across the gap if I can.
Yeah.
And
Less than 30 feet.
leap up and take a swing with my long sword.
Yeah.
24 to hit.
That does hit.
Just barely?
Just
And then I'll burn my chromatic infusion as my longsword glows with red energy. Bam. Another 4, 8 damage.
nice.
Yours is a red dragon, right? So it's fire.
Yeah. It's fiery red, but it's like a deep crimson. Looks very like unnatural fire.
Oh, fancy.
Go ahead and roll initiative as you come down and kind of slash one holding the gremlin. He kind of tumbles out of the barrels. They both kind of stand up.
A 19.
This is ours. And do I need to delete you guys? Oh, 4.
4.
It's gonna show up. 19. Oh, I didn't give him a token.
Fuck you, rum gremlins.
You don't say that.
Going to hell.
You don't say that. Well, Judith can banish people to hell, I guess.
Haha. I have the power of God and anime on my side.
Too much power.
Jesus.
Give me the bits.
Give me the bit.
Get a token.
Macrona, get off this map.
Don't be rude. I'll do this.
Don't be fucking rude.
We don't hit. Smack. Oh.
How many gremlins are there?
Yeah, there we go. Yep.
Okay, I see.
It'll be like that. There you go.
Ooh, we'll say I ran up here, but I still hit this guy.
Yeah. But don't have too many pages, kids.
Do the rums do the rum gremlins have advantage or disadvantage? Which one of these is there?
The rum hams.
Are they what?
Because I see 2 rolls for the gremlins. I just wasn't sure
Oh.
what their initiative is.
Sorry. They're 19. I had to re-roll it because I didn't have a token selected.
So between them and Talon, who's first?
My dex modifier is a 4, so I think I start first.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Cool.
fast boy.
Yeah, fast boy.
Close.
Do they have a 3?
Yep.
Damn. Nimble little fox.
You can say that.
Little rab goblins.
All right, Talon, it's your turn.
Okie dokie. For my bonus action, I will case Hunter's Mark on this one.
Okay.
And so you see Talon's eyes shift over to dragon eyes for a second, and you see a brand burned onto the like a bullseye brand burned onto the rum goblin that Sabin is attacking forehead. And then he will take a shot with his heavy crossbow. An 11.
Ooh.
Does not hit, my lord, as you
Ugh.
shoot a little high.
Oh no! It didn't work, boss. It didn't work this time.
What a surprise. You always miss your first shot. It's pretty funny.
It's a warm up. And I'm sorry, which one did you put the mark on?
This one.
Ah, shit. I think I can give him a little.
Yeah.
And so, do I have enough space to move over to this side of Judith?
Yeah.
Okay. Because we are in a bar, right? We're still in the bar.
We're in the
In the
cellar.
basement.
Cellar.
Yeah.
Okay, so is it like an open space for the most part?
Wait. Colored deck. Ah. Kind of like that.
Okay.
And then
Cool,
there's
cool.
just like barrels on the side of the wall.
Cool. Okay. And the action section movement.
Okay. And then we're going to do.
Aura of drunkenness.
I need Matt to give me a Constitution saving.
I
Oh
haven't started
no.
my turn yet.
Is it at the start of your turn?
That's what it says. I'll make the roll.
Oh no. Okay. Never mind. You're good. Oh yeah, it does say it starts its turn. My bad. It started there. Now you know.
Oh, thank God I haven't had alcohol in the past hour. Jesus, I literally almost did.
For once.
At one point, I was literally like, I take out my bottle of wine. I have a little bit left. I literally almost did that.
All right. There. All right. This one's going to move 5, 10, 15, 20. He's going to run with his little mark on his forehead.
Oh no, it's coming after us.
I'm going to spin around and can I attack of opportunity him?
Yeah.
Oh no, Judith. Oh no, save me. Oh yeah, 21.
Give you some damage.
6.
6 damage.
You kind of slash him across the back. Stumbles a little bit, pops back up. And then he's gonna do Hex on Talon.
Oh no!
Right back at you, buddy.
Oh my god, what are you doing to me?
Your disadvantage will be on Constitution.
Oh no!
And then this one's gonna bite.
I don't have my shield out yet. Oh god.
Nice and
What
good
did you
claw.
do to me, you weird little goblin?
18.
An 18 hits.
Oh,
4 slashing. And then multi-attack. So then he'll bite.
Little shit.
9.
I knee it in the face. and
Face.
Push it back.
Bites his tongue.
God, get away from me.
And then the other one will swipe. Oh.
Natural 20.
oh,
Oh my god.
Damn.
oh, damn!
He kind of swipes his knees right in the face before
That's rough.
biting. It's his multi-attack. And then maybe kind of catch him at the heel and keep him. And
Don't put your
That
mouth
is-
on me. You can claw me all you want.
we'll go to Judith.
How about you to say me?
How
Die for
damaged
me.
are you?
I'm not.
Uh,
Oh, you're talking to Saban?
he's looking. You're seeing some blood. You're seeing some cuts. He's pretty hurt.
He can handle it.
But I got stuff. It's okay. I got stuff.
Okay. But Talon is doing okay. Who took that nat 20?
It was Matt. It was all Matt.
Oh, that was all Matt. Oh my god.
Yes.
I've just been hexed, so the thing just like cursed me.
I
I
called you
see.
out.
Weird kind of dark mark on me. Like
Be
I
your
did
ass.
it.
Well, you're bonding.
Um, it's been a while since I've.
Oh, doesn't she have to make a
I was just about to
save?
say she's within 20 feet of him.
Oh,
isn't
yes, she is. I'm sorry. I didn't even catch that one. I forgot I ran him up.
Do I need to roll something?
Yeah, I need a
The
constitution
aura
saving.
of drunkenness.
For the aura of drunkenness. Oh,
Oh, no.
Okay, we're all getting fucked up.
Well, you are now poisoned. You have
Was it-
disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks.
Is it flavored as we're drunk?
Yep.
Nice, let's go.
And if you move more than if you move more than half of your movement, you fall down.
Okay. I think I'll go with my first instinct, which is that I'll step forward with my spear and I'll try to two-hand attack this.
You drunkenly stumble forward.
Yeah,
Bob, you. There's
like gripping my
disadvantage.
spear.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna get you.
And I take that.
Oh god, I got it.
Oh, man.
A 7 goes wild as he kind of ducks out of the way a little bit.
Oh my god, Judas, what's wrong with you? You're acting like drunk.
It's okay. It's fine. Here. And I'm gonna cast Shield of Faith with my bonus action to increase Talon's AC by 2.
Fight me, bro.
Ooh. So.
Ooh.
I'm at a 17.
Let's go.
strong?
17 club.
Are you
17.
kidding me, dude?
You fucking kidding me, bruh?
Art and heck, man. Is that everything for Judith?
I think so. I'm trying to steady myself. What's going on? I've never felt like this before.
I
Judith
feel like I'm a
doesn't
fun person right now. I bet I'm so funny. Saving Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw.
This one time
From-
at clear camp.
Oh no! Contact
Oh
buzz.
no!
Oh, wait, that's not that one. Yeah, that is that one. Okay, you are poisoned.
Oh no!
Yeah, wait, do I take any kind of damage at the end of my turn? Like, what does being poisoned mean?
You just have disadvantage on all your saving throws and
Oh, okay.
attack
that's what it
rolls.
Good.
Yeah.
You're basically drunk.
So now that Saban's feeling a little tipsy, he's
I'm gonna fuck these
gonna
guys up.
he's gonna try to steal his vision as he kind of sways a little on his feet, his long sword in hand. He's going to use his action as he's gonna try to, center himself, open up his stance a little bit, and I'll use Cure Wounds on myself. Nice, let's go. Minimum healing. 2. And then I will use my bonus action as Saban kind of flares up with that like crimson, like artificial, like magic flame. It sort of pulses a little bit. And I'll use my second wind as my bonus action. Okay, all right. 10 health
Yay,
collectively.
yay. And 8 is respectable.
Kieran's is dirty though.
Yeah, that one did me dirty. And that'll be it for Saban as maybe like as part
Pull
of
your shield out or something.
I was going to say like maybe as part of the action as he sort of finishes, I'll pull the shield out, pump up the AC to 19.
Pump up the jams, pump it up.
So Constitution saving throw at disadvantage because I'm hexed, right?
Yeah.
11. Oh, I was one off.
Technically, it says ability checks on Hex.
Oh, that's right. No, he's right.
I just reread it real quick.
Oh, do I re-roll then?
Yeah, give me one more.
At
An
normal?
11. It's going to
Yeah.
be an 11.
Natural
Natural
20,
20, dude.
Let's go.
For a
Yeah,
23.
Just shake it off like it's no big deal. Like, yeah, it smells a little bit like alcohol, but relax.
What's wrong with you guys?
Hey.
And he
Imagine-
will.
Imagine if you just had one as a pet. You just walk around your gremlin and catch a buzz.
An alcoholic's dream.
Thanks, dude.
I imagine like the one the Judith like tried to like spear is like climbing on her spear.
Just hanging on it like a flag.
Yeah, and I'm gonna take a shot at the bullseye.
Shoot him in the dick.
27
Just
for
misses.
an 11 plus 6 plus 8 because I have this thing.
Making me add up the wrong. Just-
He's just the rolling
Yeah,
dice.
yeah.
Trust me.
Hunter's Prey. So, Colossus Slayer, your tenacity can wear down the most potent foes. When you hit a creature with a weapon attack, the creature takes an extra 1d8 damage if it's below its hit
Nice.
points maximum. You can deal
So
this
hit
extra
it
damage
already.
once
Let's
per round.
go.
Puh.
No.
God says nay.
Kidding. Your bolt kind of hits him off the spear into the little post beams. He kind of just slumps.
And as a
Nice.
bonus action, I will Master Save and hit any of
No,
the. Well,
he
as a
healed up.
oh, that's right.
Yeah, I didn't want you to think he's a bitch or something.
Yeah, as a bonus action,
Yeah, if he wants to.
I will move my hunter's mark to this one.
Yes.
And I will move over here. So I do not shoot Master Saban.
Yeah, you have a track record.
And you put it on this one, right?
Yeah.
That's your 10.
That is my turn, me lord.
Okay. There it is. They're gonna do the same thing. They're gonna fight the dude in front of them.
Let's go. Spin my sword.
So I'll do the top one. I'll do a claw attack. It 8.
Deflect with the shield.
Bite attack. 21.
Ooh.
No,
Bites.
get your mouth off me.
Bites your hand.
Disgusting.
7 piercing.
Oh my god.
7 piercing.
Oh, you're gonna get rabies.
You get rumpies.
You're gonna get rabies.
Another claw from the one on the right. 14.
Ching.
No.
And then a bite.
No.
Ah.
I'm sorry, Chance. Do you want me to hit Saban? I know what the those are for. Rum gremlins just don't have a lot of positivity in their life. It's fair. They're always left
The
out.
gremlins have been practicing their affirmations.
Judith, you're no longer poisoned.
Hooray! I am clear of mind.
For now.
Judith, get it together. Oh, am I still
I think-
hexed?
Oh no, you killed him.
Oh, for some reason I thought I was muted. Okay. I think I'll use my amulet to cast a channel divinity, which I believe is an action. Yeah, as an action. So I'm going to do this one. My amulet of devout.
Ooh.
And has Talon been hurt at all?
I don't think so.
Negative.
So that's all going to you, Saban. So that'll be hit points equal to 5 times my
20.
cleric level, so 20.
Damn.
Let's go.
It says this feature can restore a creature up to no more than half its hit point maximum.
Yeah, so that works. Give a maximum of 14.
Yeah, that's what I'm already at, unfortunately.
Oh, I can't go beyond it?
I don't think
This
so.
feature can restore.
Oh,
a
to
creature
no
more
more.
of half. So that's
I
like
thought it was saying you
an
can
oh
only
no
say-
button sort of thing.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Well,
that
then
was
wait, I'll
interesting.
use.
I was saying, like,
I'll just do if it's just him, then I'll just I'll use my action instead to cast healing word on my bonus action. And I also have this.
thoughts and prayers whispered into you.
Oh, nice. So an extra 3.
3.
So here's this plus 3, so 8.
Nice. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
I'm close to filled up.
So that's my bonus action. So I'll head right here and attack this one with my action.
Okay. Beat 'em up.
Beat him up, beat him up, beat him up. Reese's Puffs, Reese's Puffs. Okay. And
Yeah.
that effect isn't active yet, right?
Correct. You're not the poison. 20 hits. 4 damage. Jam into his shoulder, rending it a bit. This is back at you. Anything else?
That would be it.
This is good. Sabin, another Constitution saving throw.
Constitution. Natural
Nice.
20.
You sort of shake off your buzz. The reality of life comes back.
Shaking off his buzz, the natural 20, feeling confident. Gonna probably do something stupid, and he's gonna discard the shield. He's dropping the shield, even though he only had it for just a minute.
Safety safe.
And then he's gonna whip out his short sword. And as he does, he sort of again feels the drunkenness wears off, and he sort of steels himself, trying something different, and he'll close his eyes and open them again. And when he opens them, they're like dragon eyes. But they stay as he keeps his dragon eyes. I'll use my bonus action for a vow of combat for a channel divinity. And I'll use it on. They've both been hit.
Just the one above you.
Just the north guy. Well, I guess I'll use it on the full guy, the one that's been hexed, the one that has a target. So the Dragon Eye Sapin will look over at that one, and I have advantage on attack rolls against the creature for 1 minute or until it drops to 0 hit points. And we'll square up and swing on it with my action. I shouldn't have pulled the short sword out yet. That's okay. One-handed, 17.
Look cool. 17 hits.
10, and we'll pump a divine smite as that red aura sort of pulses on the blade, that like crimson flame. We'll burn a spell slot.
Mm-hmm.
An extra
Hell
7
yeah.
damage. 17 damage.
17.
Kind of get it straight across the chest, shoulder to hip, and then a little burst of red into the open cut. It looks really bloody, but he is still standing.
And it'll let out a roar unnaturally. Sounds very bestial like. And that's Sabin's turn.
Giving him a intimidation check. Let's just see how
Ooh, intimidation.
good does his roar go.
I'm gonna go ahead and burn my Festival Beerstein buff. Add 1d4 to this charisma check.
Hell yeah.
Beautiful. The natural one. 5.
All right. He came out good until he got like a little dry crack and then kind of coughed for a second. But the slash across dude's chest was enough to set the tone. You hear a slight chuckle.
That's all for Sabin.
Talon,
Dun, dun, dun.
it's your turn. Sabin sort of roars. The one he murdered kind of cowers a bit.
Heavy crossbow to the target. Choo, 16.
It hits.
Boom! Plus a d6 plus a d8. So
17. How do you
17.
kill this little rum gremlin?
So yeah, just you see Talon bring his crossbow up, and he looks at the rum gremlin, and the target on its head lights up, and he releases the crossbow and poof, straight through the head. And then as a bonus action, he will move his hunter's mark to this one. And then he will move over here. Oh, wait. One more. Here. Okay.
Rum gremlin will swipe at Saban.
Oh.
23 will hit.
8 damage.
Oh.
Bite. So maybe he gets a shield or blade.
14. Yeah, get him with a hilt. Bop.
Stay sane. And we'll go to Judith. I need a Constitution saving.
All right. Let's find out if I can resist. I cannot. It is the exact same score as last time.
Amazing.
Kind of like, you know what I miss?
You know what I missed?
Ah,
A 13 just hits.
what? Yes.
Let's
Take
go.
that. Ugh.
Let's go.
Stab it in its ribs. Lets that bit of a cry. Looking beaten and bloodied, but it is still alive.
Can I do anything with my bonus action? Was I having to roll anything for my shield of faith that I have up on Talon for these Constitution saves?
No.
That's only if I had gotten hit, right? Which hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
It's just to see if you get drunk.
I think I think my turn's over. I'm too focused on trying to kill this thing in my now drunken rage.
I could kill you, heathen. Tell you forever, bitch. Saving Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw. A 4.
It's you two catch the buzz. Cluck, cluck, cluck.
What keeps happening to you guys?
Savin probably like blinks real hard, his dragon eyes going away now that that target's dead. Probably like a head rush on top of being drunk. So the disadvantage is super warranted as he like wildly swings his long sword and short sword at this gremlin.
Hits Judith twice.
13.
13.
5. Short
5.
sword. Let's see. An 8. Fuck it. I'll pop a divine smite on the only one I hit with. My last spell slot just to try to kill this thing. That flame, that crimson flame, just pulses up.
And you kind of get a good slash. Reach a hand out. Divine smite.
Oh,
How do
damn,
you
that's Mac.
finish this thing?
The blade picks up that, crimson flame real good on the long sword and bring it through this thing clean. Straight diagonally.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, bad. Yeah. Did you see that? Did you see that? Holy crap.
You look around and you see kind of one of the larger barrels of ale tipped over, and then kind of two of the smaller serving ones that are drunk clean, but not too much came to them as 3 sort of
I swear that wasn't me.
gremlins.
That was the gremlins.
Yeah.
Okay. Basement looks clear. Kind of head back upstairs. You can see the crowd has migrated from sort of around the bar to basically around the hole in the floor. You kind of emerge. You just kind of, all right, you animals, back to your seats. Who had 2 silver on them being okay? He dishes out some money. Oh well. So where are those? Where are the gremlins?
They're pieces downstairs.
Yeah, if you want to go check it out.
Yeah, feel free.
Okay. I want to clean them up. Yeah. Well, thank you. I mean, normally people just like pay them off or threaten them.
No, not these ones.
But hey, passes a pass right here. You guys take your spots at the bar. I'll bring you some food. And he drops some drinks off first. Get you some stews, some bread.
I remember this bread.
But the shit's fresh. It's like, yeah, it was May morning.
This is good.
Oh yeah.
And we'll probably just call it there. We can pick up tomorrow. Well, in the game, it'll be tomorrow. We'll pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
You guys going to the Lady of the Coast.
Nice.
Going to see the Lady of the Coast.
See what she has to say.
Good game.
They murdered the shit out of those gremlins.
I didn't know that just like telling them to go away was an option. I thought that
That's their fault for not telling us what these things are.
I mean, yeah.
they said pest control.
Mm-hmm.
I think that meant haggling.
I was gonna leave it open. I was like, well, Talon tries his weird. Let me talk to a bit.
He can
Sure.
only talk to animals.
Animals. Well, you seem to really want to be diplomatic sometimes.
He does with animals. He can't with gremlins.
I know.
Talk to
But
gremlins.
they speak common.
Do they?
It's the only language they know.
Oh shit! I didn't know that they spoke common.
I wanted it to be
Give him
vague,
a
but I thought they
chance.
were fun. And I was like, well, if he
God
tries to
damn.
talk to him, maybe I'll have him try and ask for money.
They didn't say anything, so
Money and booze, but
I guess we didn't really say anything either, though.
they're kind of doing a kickstand with their buddy. They're a little busy.
They're like, chug. Ah! What the fuck?
Oh, God.
Uh,
Slash and buy. Slash and buy. Plus, I thought, how great is this? They're going to have to kill a rum gremlin now that I've found it.
Well, also shame on Sam. He was like, "You guys just could have went down there and give them money. You know, the task I offered you up, and I was going to give you like a room to sleep in. Hey, you just give him money, asshole."
They scratched his face. Clearly, whatever he did, they didn't like.
Hey, do you guys want to like sleep here for a night? Oh, you guys want a room? Shame on
No,
Sam.
I figured they'd really just try and hustle you.
Wow, those rum gremlins will never hurt anyone ever again.
We'll never extort anyone with their rum ever again.
Exactly.
Today we chose violence.
Don't talk to me or my rum ever again.
You know what? Just get out.
Yeah, we could have just intimidated them.
I didn't really have a plan, but I was gonna leave it open.
We intimidated them out of existence.
Mm-hmm. True.
We're thorough.
But I also thought, how great is this? Rum gremlin.
Pretty great.
It was
It's
pretty
getting
fucking
drunk.
great.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But they'll hear it, I'm sure.
Oh,
That
thanks for everything, Craig.
I'll pair him
Yes.
with direwolves. We'll see how you guys do.
Oh.
Ooh.
Would that mean the direwolves are drunk?
Yes. I had that thought as soon as I said it. Shit.
Rum dire wolves.
The drunken dire wolves.
A drunken dire wolf. Alcoholic dire wolves.